Hail and well met. Welcome to Book 2, Chapter 15 of the Westgate Irregulars campaign. I am Eric Scott DeVee, the exceptionally tall DM of this campaign, and these are the Dungeon Scrawlers. Take it away, Aaron.
Wait, I need my script so I don't panic.
Okay.
I don't have to look at it anymore, but I need it next to me. Hi, I'm Erin M. Evans. I'm the author of the Brimstone Angels saga, and I play Cecilia, who's on my shirt.
Yay!
Yay!
And I'm going to tell you about our sponsor real quick. Idyll Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Farida, Havilar, and now Mehen from the Brimstone Angels saga.
All right.
Yay!
The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. If you type in the command at the bottom of the screen, you will get a code for a Electrum chest of your very own. So take that, put that in, find out what you get. This week, we have the release of Celise Ostorio, Paladin of Tyr, played by the wonderful Tanya DePass in fellow Forgotten Realms show Rivals of Waterdeep. And I think we begin the Dragon Down event, which is very exciting. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should find out. So check them out at idlechampions.com.
Hey, I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy under that name and space opera under RZ Held. And I play Artemisia, half-elf sorcerer who really likes lightning.
Hi, I'm Ying Wang, a writer and filmmaker. I play Stong Makuk, half-orc bard. We are also doing a jumbo D20 giveaway this week. So if you look right up here, there is a command that you can use, !enter, in order to get a free entry for this giveaway.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I play this guy, Sturge Krabanglir, a semi-human who is an arcane trickster, also a diviner, and kind of a pain in the butt generally, but an enlightened.
It's true.
Hi, I'm Randy Henderson. I play Rogar Battlebairn, a dwarf cleric who is learning that maybe that his church's edicts don't necessarily align with the truth of his goddess. So
Awesome. And the Westgate Irregulars are rushing to find the ritual that will plunge Westgate into everlasting night, ruled over by vampires and just basically grimdark crapsack of a world.
Grimdark Craps. That's the name
That's
of
right.
a character that I'm going to make in the future.
some people were like, that sounds cool.
Grimdark Crapsack.
That sounds like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That is a term that several of my game designer friends and I use to describe one of our players' favorite settings. He's a big fan of grimdark crapsack settings.
I love it.
So, but you are starting out the game today at the Hall of Timora, goddess of luck, and that is the Fortune Boon Hall, which is located off the Westlight Walk in the dock ward of Westgate. It's kind of sandwiched between the docks and the temple ward, as if like it was once basically a warehouse in the docks, but it was taken over by priests many years ago, and they have since built it into a thriving church. One of the most powerful churches in Westgate, in fact. And it is there that Rogar has arrived as the sun is growing incredibly dim. You look up in the sky, and it's only 1 or 2 bells past high sun, and you can see the sun, but darkness is falling upon the city, as though the sun is simply unable to penetrate and cast its rays down upon Westgate.
So like a Seattle afternoon.
Like a Seattle afternoon. It is still ungodly hot, however, and Rogar, you are incredibly sticky inside your armor.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Have we all gone? Because
yeah, I was going to say
we're all together originally.
Okay.
Stong and Cecilia, I think, are with me as well.
Yeah, I think everyone has arrived at the Fortune Boon Hall by this point. I think everyone was going to meet up there. I just wanted to put us in Rogar's perspective first.
Okay.
So, Rogar, your head is starting to clear from being drunk earlier in the day, because
Right.
no time for drinking like dawn. And
If it's the last day, I mean,
Right?
and
At
everyone
least someone said last sunset. I think all bets are off.
right.
everyone has met up at the temple. A great many folk are starting to gather outside the temple, seemingly confused and looking around, asking the priests for blessings and prayers. It seems that the darkness has not gone unnoticed by the people of the city, and you can feel a certain amount of anxiety in the air.
Rogar will use thaumaturgy, stand on the steps of the temple and say, make his voice boom and say, "Good people of Westgate, for your safety, I recommend that you all go and head to the stadium outside the city and tell anyone that you meet to do the same as we did before when, there were those ships in the sky and the orcs marched in and everything. It's sort of like that. I'd just suggest y'all go.
Okay,
Just-
make a
just put it
persuasion
in.
check, please. See how effective that call was.
Persuasion. Oh, good. Okay, so it's 12.
Okay. Some people hark to listen to you, but you don't seem to have convinced very many people to leave. They continue clamoring for the priest's attention. Anyway, so the whole party gathers, and you were at the temple.
Oh, I got
One
inspiration.
of the
Wow.
one of the priests comes out and says, "Oh, Brother Battle Baron, this is
Hi.
Relta Silvergaze, who is one of the high priestesses in the temple." She comes out to you and she says, the dwarves you left here, they are they're not reacting well to the growing darkness. Come quickly.
Okay. I look back at the regulars to make sure they're following and hurry inside. Very, very concerned. Because they had not reacted really to anything up to this point with the bleakness and all.
That's true. Is everyone going along?
You
Are
look
gonna
back
do
at us
something
like you
else?
want us to come, or like you just
Yeah.
want to make sure, like check on us. Okay.
No,
yeah.
Okay.
Like we don't want to get in there and just crowd the dwarves, and you're like, guys.
Yeah, Stom will go in and watch.
Be
Okay.
supportive.
The priestess guides you to the little alcove where the dwarves are. It's a little saint shrine in the temple, and the dwarves are lying on the ground, moaning and contorted in agony. She's like, ah.
Oh my god.
Oh my
It's very different from the catatonia they had been in before.
Rogar will gently grab hold of one and say, "What is it? What's wrong?"
And the dwarf just continues moaning and crying out.
Does he seem like in physical pain or just like agitated? Like,
Yes.
okay, I'll cast a cure wounds on him to see if
Okay.
that has any effect.
He has been scratching at himself, so he has these reddish welts all across his face and his neck and such. And your healing causes those to subside, and he calms slightly. And his rolling eyes kind of focus on you for a second.
Tell me.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're moving again. Okay, you froze briefly. Rogar was so shocked.
And now my internet's saying it's unstable. But all right, so
Okay.
yeah, is he able? I tried to get him to talk again. Can he? What's wrong? Can you tell me?
His face kind of goes still for a second, and then he looks up at you and he says, "The time is soon, my champion. The time is soon." We will be together again.
Is it in his voice or is this Shar's voice again?
Well, it's his voice, but it's not his words.
Did the rest of us
Okay,
hear
I
this?
definitely get this.
Yeah, you heard the dwarf say that.
Okay, I'd kind of
Rogar
recoil from
stepping
that.
out on Ruan.
No.
We just
Cecilia,
want you
you
to be
notice.
happy.
Cecilia, you notice that Ruin is not there.
What?
He just disappeared.
Okay, I'm gonna stomp outside. Do I see him somewhere?
Nope.
She is. I think she is getting really fed up with Ruan.
Rogar.
Because this is not good for anybody. She might encourage this strange dwarf calling Ruan or calling Rogar his champion.
Uh,
Because she did
So-
say in the beginning, "You mess with Rogar, I will mess you up."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm getting fed up with him always disappearing as well. The most unreliable boyfriend TM. All right, so Rogar's at a loss because well, two things. When he was under the influence of the jewel, he had a couple of weird dreams. One was Sturge as Sulune dancing in a gossamer gown, but we won't talk about that one.
That
And
wasn't a
then
dream.
I
That wasn't a dream.
oh, it wasn't a dream. Okay.
That was a unsuccessful stealth check.
And also though, like just him trying to help these dwarves and them just like withering away, and it was rather disturbing. So
They all look very scrawny and exhausted, like they're just kind of aging a year every day that they're here.
And so I'm just going to turn to the regulars and say, I've tried everything I can. Can you? The healing doesn't work. The restoration doesn't work. Is there anything that you can do to like try and, I don't know, counter whatever is happening with them?
Over to the dwarves
Just-
and just go, "Hey, wake up!" Make a
Dwarf goes,
persuasion check.
You can make an intimidation check if you're just going to shout at
Okay.
him.
Say, how do you say that in Dwarvish? If Rogar tells me how to say it in
Oh.
Dwarvish, can I say that I shouted it in Dwarvish?
Yeah.
All right, I shout, "Wake up!" in Dwarvish.
Okay.
And what happens? This is 16.
Okay. He just goes quiet for a second, and then he looks at you and smiles and says, "You will despair as well, and your despair will be as sweet."
Does he
Cool.
say it in Dwarvish or does he say it in Common?
Common.
Hmm.
And then he goes,
These guys seem like they might be into some weird stuff here.
and then
Does
all
anybody
the,
else have a good idea?
and then a couple of the dwarves that hadn't talked before. There are 5 dwarves total that Rogar has
Okay,
encountered. And a couple of them break free of their agony and look over at you and say, "Night is falling. There will be no dawn. There will be no hope."
Do you know where the ritual's happening? If you want us to be all despairing, maybe we should go there and despair.
It matters not whether you find it or not. You will despair.
Hmm.
Okay,
Actually,
Rogar, I want to roll.
But your attempt to deceive me, the goddess of despair, has not gone unnoticed.
So what now? Do we all hear that or is that a DM aside?
That's a DM joke.
Okay.
Just checking.
So what is Rogar doing here?
I was just rolling for perception or intuition, whichever you think would be like. So I mean, okay, so they're saying despair. So he's gonna like turn to Stong and say, "Stong, like, can you sing them a happy song or something? Like, do you have a
Oh.
bardic thing to like cheer people? You're a bard. Can you counter
mean,
their
I could-
despair somehow?
I could certainly try. I mean, I guess.
Are you going to make a performance check?
This is my performance against a goddess of despair, huh? Alright.
I don't think we know that, so you should just go all in.
Happy song. Okay. So yeah, performance. So Stong is still haunted by some of the doubts that he has from the whole wrong Stong thing. So
Mhm.
he performs
Pretty well, surprisingly.
wow, 21.
Wow.
But he manages to pull
Nice.
himself up out of his own despair to make a happy song performance for these depressed dwarves.
Bard with a charisma penalty. Still pulls it out when he needs it.
Yeah, -1 charisma.
Who understands
So-
despair greater than Stong? And what would it take to lift you out?
So you start singing a happy song. Would you like to sing us a happy song, Yang Yang?
Sure, I guess. Hey, look, it could be worse. You could be possessed by an evil book. Hey, look, it could be worse. You could be murdered by an evil rook. Hey, look, it could be worse. You could be swimming in the lake with the Quelzarn. Hey, look, it could be worse. You could be trying to climb that one ladder that almost kills us every time. That's what you get for a 21, I guess.
Indeed. Somebody's going to
Very
clip
nice.
that, right? Okay. Yes, your performance does seem to jog the dwarves out of their despair, and they all look at you, just kind of at peace for a moment.
Whoa.
Stong feels a little bit
Maybe
of
ask them while they're not freaking out.
I
a little confidence.
What happened to you?
yay.
They can look over at you mutely. Like their eyes and faces are mostly vacant. And then one of them smiles oddly in that same way that they do whenever they're going to start talking. It says, "They have given themselves to me. I have taken them, just as I will take your friend, for I love him. And
Sorry.
he loves me.
Who are you?
I am that which lurks behind the final door. I am that darkness at the edge of your world. I am the end of all things. I
Your
am
side piece is very extra.
I am Shar,
Whoa.
and I will eat all of you, beginning with Rogar Battlebear."
Okay. Rogar's gonna try that intervention thing where he summons his goddess. Like,
Oh, you're gonna do your miracle intervention, divine intervention thing. Perfect.
I mean, it's
Make a roll.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty
Goddess be
slim
goddess.
chance, isn't it? Like, it's a 10% chance or something like that.
It's a percent equal to your character level.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll do it. Should I do it on roll 20?
Yes,
So-
the room around you has become darker. You cannot see the rest of the temple, and
So
you are
just
shrouded in gloom.
the thing that you're rolling right now, Rogar. Oh, never mind.
What?
What?
Oh my goodness. Okay, never mind. So, ladies and
Holy
gentlemen,
crap.
I mean, Randy, do you wanna share what you
Eric.
rolled?
I think that was gonna work. Because, like, what are the odds? Well, literally, what are the odds?
Okay.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Eric. Okay.
Sharindlar. No. Don't be sorry. Because if Sharindlar bitch slaps Shar, that's amazing.
wait, don't you have an inspiration? Does that work for this?
I mean, I don't even need the inspiration. I got a 1.
He needs to
Oh,
roll low.
one.
He needs to
Oh,
roll
I got a
low.
1
11.
on a
Oh, excellent.
roll of
Amazing.
100.
I was
Roll
despairing.
better.
That's amazing. Perfect.
I love that
Oh,
you used this
but wait.
twice. And
Yeah,
both
you're 2 for
times
2.
it's worked.
2 for 2. Just do it every day. Do it.
Shirindler really loves Rogar.
Yeah.
I have never seen anyone ever roll a 1 on a D100 roll, I don't think.
Yeah. Amazing.
Oh my god.
All right, so the gloom is closing around you. And suddenly a golden light shines forth from Rogar, from the core of his being, and infuses his whole body, fending off the gloom. And Rogar, you feel Sharinlar's power beating within you, like your heart beating. And for just that one bright, shining moment, you think you can stand against the goddess of darkness.
Shove her out of those doors. Do it.
All right, I take whatever that is within me, that flow, that sense of Sharindlar's grace, and I go and I go to the dwarves and I touch them, each on the head and on the heart, and I say, "Be well. Resist Shar. You are loved. You do not need her despair."
So you reach out and touch them, and when you do, like this, the shadow seems to flow out of them as if pushed away by your light, and it dissolves against the wall into this black goo.
Mm.
And you go around and you touch each of the dwarves and you drive out Shar's influence from them.
Okay.
You prestidigitated their souls. I love it.
Kinda.
I feel like so I was not expecting this, so I'm like, what do you say to your goddess in this moment? Like, would you have like a moment?
Well, if you need to think about it for a second, the rest of us can go
Alright.
look at that goo.
Yeah, go. So while you're looking at, go look at the.
We're
goo
gonna go
for a
look at the
second.
goo while Rogar is doing this, and see.
I'm going around touching the
I
door.
really
The
want
goo
to
is
say
fine.
hello to Sharindlar because that would be like a check off my checkbox life list.
Hello, is it me?
Just like, hi. Oh, okay. Go this way now. Hi, Sharindlar.
Gang, Sharindlar, gang.
Hey.
Start singing an Adele song to Sharinlar. Anyway, okay, so yes, Rogar, you drive the darkness out of them, and they slump down to sit on the ground at peace for the first time that you've ever seen them be at peace. And one of them looks up at you, the dwarf that you were first interacting with, and says, "Oh, who are you?"
Okay, so cut away. They're checking out the goo for a second. I just need a second.
needs a
I'm
moment.
Sorry. I need a moment, like, just to like. I feel like this is a literally golden opportunity for me to like ask Sharindlar something. But anyway,
A literal golden opportunity.
Ooh,
Anyway,
oh,
so they're checking out the goo.
maybe
Yes,
checking
this
out-
is-
she knows
And,
what
and
the
also
ritual is.
Artemisia is going to get back at some point. She's not there yet. So.
Okay.
Maybe
So,
Sharindlar will tell us where the ritual is.
all right,
Cecilia,
or the doors.
I think you have the ring in your pocket, right?
We decided that as we walked over here, Artemisia popped out of the ring, said, "I need to go get something." I believe turned into a wolf
Okay.
and ran home.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So, yeah, the gloom has evaporated from the room that you're in, and Artemisia, as a wolf, comes running in.
And in her mouth, she has a big rat, like dock rat, kind of. The biggest that Westgate can offer. So she goes up to Cecilia, and she like tries to say something. None of you can understand it, but even Cecilia, it's like.
You have to spit it out.
So she
I
drops.
can't. Oh, that's what that is.
drops the dead rat at Cecilia's feet. And then Wolf Artemisia is like, so, Sarshan got hurt, right? And so I thought I should get him a present, because that's what you do when you like people and they get hurt. But he wouldn't want anything, and I thought maybe he would like a rabbit. But then I thought that wasn't right. It should come from you. So I got you. Well, I couldn't find a rabbit, but I got you this rat, and then you can give it to Sarshan, and then it's a present, and it's from you. So she's gonna sit there and like
to give your sick boyfriend. Because it's like, on the one hand, that is a very sweet, thoughtful thing. What a nice sisterly gesture. But on the other hand, oh my God, ew. and the expression be like, oh, thank you. Is that why you ran off?
No, because the book, it's kind of hard to think about. Just a sec. So then she turns into half elf. And then she like kind of freezes for a second and kind of like she's kind of tasting the rat.
I'm gonna ask you in you speak Elvish, right?
Yeah.
It's just quiet Elvish. I'm like, do you know you brought a rat back in your mouth?
I'm very aware. But when I caught it and decided to bring it, like I didn't mind. The wolf didn't.
He's just gonna squeeze her arm and be like, "This is a very thoughtful gift." What book?
So she's gonna show the rune that's on the back of her hand,
Right.
that connects her to Bar House, and she's gonna. So I was thinking, we wanted the plane of radiance, or some way to get rid of the chalice if we can get it, and then I thought that book is about dimensional magic. And so I didn't want to take time to read through it yet because we don't have the chalice yet. We need to find it. But I went to Bar House and then I put it in the ring. And so then like I can just go in the ring and consult it if it's of any help.
Okay.
So I think that might be a good way if we can like if I can get my hands on the chalice and like go to the ring, like then maybe I could get rid of it from there. But anyway, so have you guys found where we're going next?
Ish. I guess this is where we can all confab. Although, is Rogar ready to confab, or do you need a...
He's been interacting
Hi.
with the dwarves. I want to circle back to Sturge and Stong because they were checking out the goo, though. So that black goop that spattered the wall is the same as what Shay's shadow creature dissolved into. It looks the same, anyway.
Interesting. Sturge, how come none of these dwarves turned into big monsters? But yet, Shay did, in the presence of the goop. You seem to be
First in that-
oh,
Can you hear me?
now, yeah.
Yes. I think the curse in the cave was quite different than the curse on these fellows. However, it seems both were rooted in Shar's darkness, and hence this nasty pudding on the wall. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you have anything that you could like safely collect this or clean this off with?
I don't. I have the jar of goo from Shay, but I it's full, and I don't think this. I think it would be surplus.
Like
I
the
don't feel
scene
right.
in the IT crowd. Let's put this fire over here with the other fire.
Yeah. I don't feel right just leaving it on the wall, you know. So, I guess Stong has a water skin. Does he feel like this amount of goo would be able to go into this water skin?
Sure.
Okay, he's gonna just quickly chug all the water because he doesn't want to waste water, and then he use
Don't
prestidigitation
touch
to.
it. Don't touch it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll use prestidigitation, and he'll use it to like scoop it into the water skin.
Just out of curiosity, did we ascertain whether Shay had touched the goop? Because I thought she said she absolutely had not.
Somebody make an int check and I'll let you recall.
Well, I'll definitely give
Part
that
of
a
me's
shot.
like, Sturge, make this int check. 'Cause it's not me. I am extremely
Cecilia does
distracted by the
not
dead
remember.
rat.
Yeah.
Well,
Extremely distracted by the
As
dead
is
rat.
Artemisia.
nice.
Sturge, you recall that Shay did indeed touch it and that the shadow thing came out of her. She didn't turn into it.
Right. She touched the stuff, and that drew from her own darkness.
But you also remember, since you rolled really high, he got like I don't know why you rolled an intelligence save. It was just an intelligence check, but that's okay. You still rolled really high. You recall the story being that Shay touched that goo and it made her go mad and attack Rogar and Ruan. And then Rogar cast some sort of curative banishment spell on her to get rid of whatever condition she was under. And then the shadow thing came out of her.
Ah, just as Sharinlar did for these
Just
fellows.
Out
Cast
of
some kind of
curiosity. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
banishment, and out came the goo. So monsters didn't come out, but goo came out. I see what you're saying, Stong. Yes, it is different. Maybe we should go for a monster hunt. Maybe they did produce monsters. What do you think, Stong? Just kidding. Just kidding.
I think we should throw this at the
shouldn't
vampires and make
tease
them
you
fight their
thus.
own shadows.
I feel like it would be under the control of the Night King or something, but so I think that my expertise does not lie in gods or goddesses, and certainly not like curses or magic, really. I was going to meet Knots, who could maybe tell me about some night mask hideouts that we don't know about, like some old temples. But in the meantime, I don't know what to do with this goo in this water skin.
Chaos Agent in me is like, that's what we give to the Quelzard. But
Oh
we
my
should not
God.
do that.
Well, should we be trying to put goo like in plane of radiance as well?
Ooh.
I don't know. Did you find anything out about the plane of radiance while you were in the ring? This also seems like a good time for us to like.
Make an
Sure,
Arcana
though.
check with advantage.
Okay.
Since you had like direct observational time. The chat's talking about needing Ghostbusters 2 Statue of Liberty that you can like animate and have go fight the,
We need walking statues.
Thank you for comparing my campaign to Ghostbusters 2, Meyer Doug. Thanks. I appreciate that. Oh, on a related note, buy stuff from Myers Magical Mysteries.
Myers Magical Market.
Magical Market.
Magical Market. There we go. He makes some really cool stuff and longtime friend of the show
So
until
that's a
now. All right.
7. So
You got a 7.
even with advantage.
Even with advantage. Yeah, you couldn't really figure out anything. It's just really shiny, and it gave you a headache looking at it for too long.
Okay. So
So at this point, we know the ritual takes a group of people. We know that if we disrupt part of the casters, that should disrupt the ritual. We know that that is likely taking place in the temple district somewhere. And Char's clearly involved. That's news. And we got stuff to cast Dawn, which vampires love. What else? Do we get anything else that I'm forgetting? The thing about there's like some kind of twin daggers, sister daggers.
Wasn't Sturge telling us about a
Sturge?
black dagger?
You may recall the little cubby in Mirren's home, in which I found, among other things, your ram ring and Oh, I can't remember what else, but there was a
The
very
goblet?
nasty blade with as potent of necromantic energy as the chalice itself. And so I asked Mirren about it, and she said, well, let's go look at it. And when I opened the cubby, out it flew, almost stabbed me in the face. I grabbed it with my mage hand, but it tugged away and went flying out the window and heading straight for the temple district. Two of
Okay.
these, that's news to me.
Interesting.
It was not pleasant being stuck with that thing. It's very powerful.
Did Mirren say where she got it? Because the other thing I gotta remember is that the red wizards that we met, by the way, there's red wizards in this town, mentioned that the Night King has tried this before. Did Mirren say anything about that?
Mirren was singularly out of sorts and almost incomprehensible. So no. She was so far into her studies, I think, when you've been up all night reading and you can't quite put the words straight, and then someone comes and starts talking to you about other things and you can't quite put, that was her.
Erin vaguely remembers her mentioning she got that dagger from Kaelin.
Hmm?
Is that accurate?
Make an int check.
No, because I remembered. I'm the little voice in Sturge's head.
I mean, there's like an interdimensional channel in his head
okay.
between D&D reality and our reality, and Aaron talks directly to Sturge.
So
God,
So,
that would
yeah,
drive
you
him
can-
crazy, I think.
you can always act on whatever knowledge you think would be reasonable for your characters to have. If you the player remember that, hey, there's this clue, then you can say that your character does if your character experienced it. If your character didn't experience it, or you're not sure, or you want me to confirm,
Explaining this to me.
I'm explaining it
Like
to
I'm gonna
everyone.
care.
I'm explaining it to everyone. This is the basic assumption. Anyway, did you make an int check?
Sturge.
Me?
You!
I don't remember it though, so okay. Yes, let's just do an int check. Okay. Now, why did my character disappear? There he is.
How much are you going to
Go
bet he rolls an intelligence save rather than an
Okay.
intelligence check?
Int. I was about to do insight, but no. Here we go.
Oh my god.
Is
I
Dude,
know.
it's
They rolled an intelligence save.
Yeah.
Where is that on the Roll20 sheet?
I know, I should
Well-
add it to the bingo sheet.
Oh,
but
now
no.
I see it. Okay, here it is. I get
Somebody
it.
rolls
I
a
get it
save
now.
instead of a check.
Okay. Yes, Sturge, you recall that Mirren said that she got it from the Eye of Justice, that they had been holding onto it for safekeeping, but that
But
Kaelin brought it to her because he thought it wouldn't be safe there anymore.
And we don't know where they got it from.
No, she didn't say.
But if the thing that Rogar found in legend lore about
And
the
there's two of them. but there's two
yeah,
of
I think so.
them. Oh.
It was a poem, so it's a little open to interpretation.
He
It could be
seems-
that the sister daggers are vampire teeth, but since you're saying there's an actual flying dagger, I feel like that would make this a really crap bit of lore poem.
It's
If they're like, no, not that flying dagger, it's a metaphorical dagger. But also, there's a literal dagger we didn't mention.
The legend lore spell called them the Flying Fangs.
There we go.
oh.
So somebody should maybe go to the Eye of Justice and see what can be found out.
Sturge is going to flop open his tongue book, his book with the tongue on the cover, and double check what was written there. It said, "Tremble now for what thee sees, thee who cannot resist this mystery. In darkest night, when the sun shan't rise, the flying fangs shall come for thee.
Oh.
Interesting.
Ah, dang it.
It's written in kind of like scrawling a hand.
Hmm.
Those things are.
Anyone who's looking at it, make an insight check.
21.
18.
16.
Okay.
We're really good today.
Celia,
I'm not.
you take a glance at it, and it looks like Sturge's handwriting. Like maybe he wrote it himself.
Serge, are you just writing things in here? So you found, is it? I mean, like you're doing important stuff. You don't need to make up clues.
I did not write that. At least I have no memory.
Oh,
of
thank
writing.
you, Lolly lagging.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the gift subs.
Did you get possessed and write it? Because that's also that's a big problem.
So all the gift subs are going to have an effect on the game. So
Oh.
you're having this conversation. You're looking at the writing, and one of the priestesses, the same priestess who ushered you in here, comes rushing in, and she says, "What are you all lollylagging in here about? There's a riot outside.
All right.
What?
Oh, there's so many people gathered. It's like they're going to break out into violence at any moment. Can you do something? You're heroes, right?"
We cut back to Rogar really quick and have my moment
Yes.
with Sharndlar, and then we'll all go out, or I can go out and deal with. We can go out.
Aren't they here to see you? Wouldn't it be better if you went out there and helped them with whatever they're here for? This is a temple, isn't it? I'm saying this to the priestess who's saying
Yeah.
we should go out there and kill the mob.
So I don't mean kill them. I mean talk them down. I said you're heroes, not murderers. Unless
You
you,
have a very
are
specialized set of
murderers.
skills
Tomato,
here.
tomato.
Okay, Rogar, what are you doing?
So after I've touched the last dwarf, and then I will turn to Sharindlar. I mean, is she
Sharinlar's not there.
manifesting at all? No.
No, there was just this golden glow, and you felt like you felt the presence and power of Sharinlar. Sharinlar was inside you the whole time. Okay.
Can
I
I
feel
speak
strongly
to her?
that you should be able to speak to her in your thoughts, but I'm not
I-
the DM, so I can feel that as strongly as
Speak
possible.
to you.
But I
Speak
guess
to
I
her.
can somehow affect Eric through the
You can-
screen.
Jesus.
Statue or
See, the
painting?
problem is Erin has such good ideas, and she just doesn't hesitate to share them.
What good do they do rotting in my head?
You can speak to Sharinlar through your heart. For
Okay.
just a moment, you feel very connected to her.
Sharindlar, can you hear me? Are you? Anyway, sorry.
Through your heart, not your belly button.
Sharinlar, can you hear me? Yes,
Come
the
in,
song,
Sharindlar.
the song of your heart must be in verse, so please communicate only in verse with Sharinlar.
Oh no.
Sharinlar, can you hear me?
Are you really saying I must? Because
If
As I
you
speak
do, I
into my
will
bus?
reward you, but you
all right.
maybe I won't reward you.
All right. That's gonna. Oh, that twists
Just-
my mind
just-
a bit.
just-
okay.
yeah,
All right.
just go ahead.
You. All right. So Sharindlar. So I'm touching the door, and I'm like, filled with grace, and I'm like, Sharindlar. I know you sent me that vision to defeat the Bogglewomps, and that sent me here to Westgate, and I found love, and I feel like that's what you meant for me, but in doing so, I realized that the Bogglewomps were manifestations of all my own pain and shame, and thinking my desires were corrupt and sinful, and that was because of the edicts of your church. So I feel like you've set me on this path to oppose your church. But if I do that, I worry that I'll lose your lose your love, lose your grace, and that maybe Shar is right. Maybe that I would be serving her interests if I oppose your church.
So now, of a sudden, you feel this presence growing stronger and stronger. And you look up and you realize that there is an apparition before you. It looks like the Holy Mother, but made of gold lights, like little motes of light.
Okay.
And she's standing before you, and like her robe is wafting in the breeze. And then she says, "Rogar, my son." Whap! And she whaps you on the head. And she says, "How many miracles must I perform for you before you understand? I shook this city nearly to destruction, and I opposed a greater goddess. I wish you to purify my church that has been suborned and corrupted. Your heart is
Okay.
big, your brain is not. Only you can do this, Rogar. Only you."
Hot tea.
Hot tea. Thank you for the hot tea, Sharon Lar. It's loving, you know. It's sometimes love
Oh my
hurts.
goodness.
Sometimes the love, you know.
Also,
but
also, and she leans in close and she says, "How's it going with that elf of yours?"
well, it's going well when the idiot doesn't just disappear on me.
Oh, well, it's only because he loves you. He's trying to help,
Oh,
but he's, well, he also has a fairly large heart and a not exceptionally large brain. So
well, we can't, you know.
you'll figure it out. Love overcomes until it doesn't, and Shar eats us all. Goodbye.
Wow, Sharon.
More tea. All right, so. So,
I enjoy.
Rogar-
I very much enjoy Sharindlar advice columnists.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're not,
Dear
you're not,
Sharindlar.
you're not sure if that ever really happened or if that was just like something random that happened in your head. But the power of Shrindlar is still within you and warming you. And you feel at peace. Well, your head does ache a little bit.
Okay. I mean, it does sound sort of like it was kind of a little bit like my own voice, a little bit telling me I'm an idiot, but you know, but that's okay. So but I do. I feel relaxed. I feel like I feel stronger in my faith and in my in feeling like I have a path forward, and with her blessing, and I look down at the doors, and they seem to be better, clearly.
They do. They're sleeping peacefully. Except
Oh.
for one who is sitting there
Okay.
holding his stomach and he's like, I'm very hungry.
Oh, I'll get you some food. Tell me, lad. I know they, obviously the night masks were holding you. They wanted something. They were using you for something. I think it may have been for a ritual. Do you know anything about it? Where this ritual? Did you hear them talking of the ritual, or?
I didn't know of any ritual. I just know that I'm hungry. And that something has gone from me. You lifted it from me. And
Oh,
I am thankful for that.
Sharindlar lifted it from you.
Oh,
Rogar, we
Sharindlar.
had
Give your
a.
thanks.
Cincinnati's gonna slide in. But Rogar, there's a riot. We have to go
Oh.
deal with the riot.
Stone's
Okay.
gonna slide in next to her and he's gonna say, Artemisia brought a rabbit for a snack, if the dwarf is hungry.
I think hopefully the temple has better fare.
That's Starshan's rat.
Don't tell Sarshan there's a rat, please. I don't want to watch that. Except as a present, I feel bad saying, "Oh, you can't have that," because but I also don't want to watch this.
Well, tell him to eat it outside.
I don't want to kiss it.
Cook it first.
It's a rat.
fair. You gotta
Yes.
you gotta set boundaries on your relationship. It's like dating a vegan. Anyway.
Oh.
Not the eating like a pipe smoker or something. You just like, you don't want to kiss them after. So,
Right.
No, it's not worth going down that rabbit hole of toothpaste in the realms. But anyway,
Probably.
Prestidigitation.
Ha!
Yeah. Just
like
the black
pepsidentitation or something. Anyway,
Well, I'm not sure if there's toothpaste in the realms, but there is dentistry in the realms,
Ooh.
and they have a kind of anesthetic that's made from carrion crawler excretions. So
good
be
stuff.
careful with your teeth, is what I'm saying.
Aye, you only
Okay.
get the one set. All right,
Yeah.
well, that's a bit of. Oh, okay. So, all right, riot. What?
Yeah, so outside there's a small horde of people pushing to try and get into the temple, and there are some priests that are trying to hold them back, and there's Sergeant holding the door. And he says, there you are. Did you know there's a riot outside?
that's what the priestess said.
I know, it's a fascinating word that I never heard before, but it sounds really fun. And he's holding the door.
It's like your own, I guess.
Is that a rat?
Well, yeah.
Oh, you're so thoughtful, Cecilia.
Is there-
I'll have to eat that later.
Yeah. Okay.
When I'm a wolf, of course. I wouldn't want to kiss you after I ate a rat. You'd feel
Please don't.
uncomfortable.
Don't even tell me you ate the rat, please.
Is there like an upper level that has like
Okay,
a balcony
I'll keep
or
it
something?
secret,
Oh,
wink.
sorry.
Secrets are
upper level.
poison, though. I just won't say anything.
Well, you don't
It's
need
not a secret, though.
Oh my
and the
God! You guys,
priests
there's
are
a
like,
riot!
Keep holding. So,
You don't need an upper level. Artemisia can levitate you. She's done that before. Or whoever wants to talk, but Rogar
Well,
was
I mean,
addressing people before.
if we open the gate, if we open the doors, they'll just pour in. So I was just wondering if there's a way, like a balcony or something, where we can see over the crowd
No.
or a window.
Grab the priestess of tomorrow and be like, "Is there a back door?
yes.
Let's go around the back. Go around the other side of them. Talk to them from that side. Turn them around."
Oh,
Hmm?
that's why you clearly have the, and apparently I have the. So let's.
Sergeant's like, and I have the, and Stong has the.
Okay, let's roll.
All right.
We go
Okay.
out the back,
Yeah.
around the crowd.
All right. Yeah, so the crowd is about 100 strong or so, and they're all like panicking from the darkness. Remember that when night falls in Westgate, people get a little twitchy. And when night falls in the middle of the day, apparently people get panicky. And so now those who are too far away from home are trying to seek shelter in the church. And there are a lot of them.
Is there more than the church can hold? Can they just go in?
Possibly, but it looks like people are getting crushed up against the doors and possibly would be pushed down and trampled over. It
this is a
looks like a
problem.
couple people are pushing and shoving each other.
Ooh.
It's probably too large a crowd to affect with calm emotions. I don't know. I mean, unless there's.
You don't still have the rod of rulership, do you?
Probably in the bag of holding or something. I would imagine I wouldn't just be carrying it around all the time. To be honest, I don't know.
Sturge
like-
have the bag of holding on it?
Pretty sure Sturge always has the bag of holding on him.
Oh, that's a good idea. Here you are.
Sturge,
Brings it out.
maybe Sturge could do a performance thing and convince the crowd. Like if you levitate him up, he could.
I'll do a performance while you use the rod.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to be
man.
levitated, Sturge, or are you just going to do it from street level?
If it
Rogar.
comes from Rogar, I think they'll understand it's coming from a good place. If it comes from me, I don't know what they'll think.
I thought you could like disguise yourself as some like really
Honestly-
beautiful, like imposed.
Stong wants to lean over to Artemisia and he's gonna say, "If you levitate Sturge, I'll pick up Rogar." And then that way we'll boost both of them.
There you go. I'm going to strongly suggest that you tell them to get out of town if possible.
Aye.
Preferably Waterdeep. I hear Waterdeep has no vampires. At least none anyone cares to
You
mention.
You don't know anything about Waterdeep. Just like convince people anyway. It's like, who cares?
Why go to Waterdeep? We've got water here. It's plenty deep. I don't. Anyway.
It's definitely water shallow here.
I believe Silvery Moon got voted least scary city. That's right.
Yes,
We
well,
should
good.
send people.
Unless
If we send people from Westgate to Silvery Moon, will that not make Silvery Moon?
All right.
unless you are afraid of very tall, very attractive silver-haired women who are insatiable in lots of different ways. In that case, Silvery Moon is one of the most terrifying places to be because Celestial has things. Anyway,
Silver Moon.
Noted for later.
I don't
Stars-
just
stars-
mean sex. Okay.
Okay.
I see.
Moving on.
Silvery Moon, Stars Hollow, all the lovely places to go. All right, so here we go.
So Stong's gonna pick up Rogar like
All right.
that monkey picks up Simba in The Lion King, and he's gonna hold him up in front of him.
Okay.
Everything the shadow touches.
And okay, I rod of rulership them. And is that just a blanket, or is it a cone? Is it anyone in my sight? Is it
Anyone who can see.
everything within?
Anyone who
Okay,
can see.
anyone who can see me. All right. Oh, okay, that's hence the lifting up. Excellent.
Everyone look away. I mean, us. Don't look.
All right. Good people of Westgate, I command thee. I command thee to go outside of the city to the stadium where you will be safe, and to gather any you pass and ask them to join you. Tell them there is great danger in the city, but you will be safe outside of it.
Oh my god. Okay, the rod technically is each creature of your choice that you can see within
Okay.
120 feet of you.
Okay.
It's really
Stand behind Rogar.
powerful.
Got it.
So I'm assuming that you're not using it on your friends.
Correct.
Okay. And you're not using it on anyone inside the temple or any of the other buildings because you can't see them.
Correct. And I
But
wouldn't
just
use it
everyone in
on,
the
like,
street.
anyone who's clearly not, say, a guard or a priest, but just, you know, the common folk of Westgate who have gathered and are being riotous.
Okay, roll 20. Let's do this. So what I'm gonna need is 150 d20 rolls.
Holy cow! Let me see if I could just.
Is
What?
that gonna just
Oh
crash
my
it?
god!
Oh wow, you did it! Oh
Did
wow,
it.
there's a lot of crits in there.
Yeah. Okay, so
Who's acting a fool?
most of the people just say, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," and then they just head off on their way, leaving about 20 people who are
Okay.
just looking at you like, "Oi, are you trying to use magic on us?" Yeah,
Uh,
I could feel it. He was trying to use magic on us. Oh, he was trying to influence our minds. Oh, but enchantment, that's the best kind of magic. That's just what enchanters say. And one of them says, it's a conspiracy of enchanters. And the riot
The worst.
basically disperses into 20 conspiracy theorists comparing conspiracies. Oh, no, sorry. All the conspiracy theorists have a negative on their will save. Hold on. On their wisdom save, I mean. So all those guys are gone. Leaving
Okay.
just the few people who are like friends of the conspiracy theorists who are not really into the riot in the first place. They were just going along with the flow.
Sure. Okay.
Man,
Right.
what were we doing here? This is foolish. We should get home.
Aye, go inside where you'll be safe. That is a good idea. You know, have an ale and some peanuts. All right.
And the crowd disperses,
I'll-
leaving one person that you recognize,
Oh.
and that is Knots.
He found you.
Oh.
Stong puts Rogar down, and then he
You
goes.
recognize
"Oh,
him
hi."
as Knots because he looks like Stong, except gray, like darker gray. And he says, "Oh, hi. I came when you called, and then I found all these people, and then I was in the crowd, and it was fun, and I was jostled all around, and I like people."
Knots, just out of curiosity, when Rogar
Uh-huh.
just did that thing, did you feel anything? Did you have to, like, resist any sudden urges?
Yeah, the sudden urge to go to the arena. You know, the people who run the arena have worked out an excellent deal with the city. And whenever there's a crisis like this and people abandon the city to go and stay in the arena, they get a silver piece a head from the city, from the taxes.
Huh.
Ooh.
I feel like we should get a
Except-
cut of this.
Except the Merchant Council hasn't paid up the most recent crisis because, well, no one can find the Merchant Council.
I feel like we should not mention we have anything to do with this.
Knots knows.
Hey, Artemisia, turn around. Oh, wow. You're even prettier than last time. You're on the Merchant Council, right?
Sort of adjacent to
So
it.
are those
Tetsuya is going to
silvers
step
coming
in front
from
of her and
you?
be like, Lady Tararan is not discussing policy matters
Oh,
right now.
oh,
You'll have to
alright.
make an appointment.
Okay.
Look
well,
at Artemisia, make sure that was the right move, though.
Artemisia is like, thank you.
Yeah. Chief of staff, sketchy chief of staff.
how do I make
Put
an
Cyrus on
appointment?
this. You'll have to check in with your secretary during office hours, which is what's today again?
Doomsday?
Westgate's last day?
Oh, see, but it's got to be the first of the month that she makes her whole
Oh,
calendar.
all right.
Yeah.
I will come back. Anyway, Song, hey, what did you want, by the way?
I'm
here to
I
help.
wanted well, I guess before Stong talks to Knots, he's just going to lean over to Rogar and he's going to say, do you think that rod thing works on undead? Because that seemed pretty useful.
Hopefully, maybe I'll hold on to it for sure. Or maybe I should give it to one of. Oh wait, was it attuned to me?
No.
Okay. So maybe I
It
should.
does require attunement to use it.
Oh, so okay. If I give it to someone else to attune, do they attune it and then it becomes unattuned, or do I have to like do a whole thing? How does it? Anyway, I
Yes,
would offer
only
to
one
give
person can be attuned to it at a time.
Right. So I'd say, maybe, I mean, since I have the dawn thing, they gave me this pendant at that shop that is supposed to like do twice as much, make my dawn invocation twice as powerful. So I imagine if I had a choice between the two, I don't know. Like, it might be good to have someone else have this.
So you're holding the rod and you
Right.
think that its power is exhausted.
Oh.
In your experience, its power only recharges at the following dawn.
Oh, what about if I cast on? Will it recharge? It does count as
Loophole.
sunlight.
You don't make an Arcana check.
Oh god.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Okay.
This
So
is like the yes ands to end all yes ands.
Oh, 3.
Sure. As far as you know, that would totally
Oh,
work.
Actually, I'm sorry. My Arcana is -1, so it's a 2.
Yeah. As far as you know, that would definitely work. In fact,
Okay.
that seems like an excellent plan.
All right, I got a
You're also
plan.
pretty sure that undead can be charmed by the rod.
And Sharon Laura said I did not have this. I put it back in my pack.
Oh
Did
my
Sharinlar say something about your rod? Well, this is the rod she meant, clearly.
Oh man,
Clearly.
we're just gonna
Clearly.
burn all our
Yes.
good abilities before the ritual, huh? So
You see another person left over from the riot picks himself up from the alley straightens his coat, straightens his hat, pulls out this bell and starts ringing it. PG-13, PG-13, and then he heads down the road.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
not
what's
casting
Knott's
Dawn to
got
be
to
clear.
say?
I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah, so Stong wants to ask Knots if he's been hanging out with the Night Mass and if he knows of any.
Oh no, I couldn't go back there. They'd kill me for sure. They stopped using doppelgangers after the incident.
Before
The
you left them.
incident.
Yeah, the load-bearing statue incident.
You don't need to explain. I was just remembering. It's good.
Apparently, they blamed us.
Before you left them, did you happen to know of any ancient temples that they had in the temple district?
Well, there's the Temple of Garagos. The Reaver. Yeah, Garagos the Reaver. I always liked that name.
Garagos. And Stong's gonna like shoot a look at Cecilia and Artemisia. So you're like, I think we heard that before.
That's the one with the hands, isn't it?
The multiple hands and the multiple weapons.
Is that
That
the
all
one where we-
came and attacked you, and you stabbed one with a
Mhm.
rapier and it broke.
Hey, Sturge, could you do your divination thing there? Since we know how to. Do we know how to get there? Or do we teleport there?
You did teleport there, but no, hold on. You teleported to where the Duchess of Darkness was. The Temple of Garagos you found by exploring the sewers.
Ah, okay.
So you do know how to get there. It's not very far from the market, but it's underground.
I believe we had to go past the ladder.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Westgate is doomed!
Yeah, we're all dead.
Cecilia's gonna go to Sturge and be like, you mentioned doing some divination magic to sort of listen in on places. It sounds like the Temple of Garagos is an extremely good candidate for where this is going down. Can you check?
Give me a moment. Sturge is going to try to remember a central, like a place where there's an altar in the temple of Garagos. Can he remember?
There is kind of a central area in the temple that appeared to be a worship space.
Okay.
So yes.
He's going to cast clairvoyance
Okay.
and cause the invisible censer to appear high or just below the ceiling, in the middle of the place, so he can gaze around and also listen from there. You can only do one or the other at a time, but he can switch
Okay.
from sound to.
All right. So are you doing sight first?
Yes.
All right. So what you see is a collapsed, stone-filled temple. There are wooden benches, which look more like places to kneel rather than sit. Like they're really low to the ground. Many of them are broken. Bits of the ceiling have fallen down and crushed them. You don't see any people, and it is very dark.
Okay, I'm going to switch to sound and see if I can hear distant chanting or anything.
Okay, make a perception check.
Worry about prep work.
21.
Okay, you hear a very, very faint buzzing sound, like the sound of many, many voices,
Ooh. Okay.
but like really distant.
Okay, so now I need to figure out another large space in this area. Can I think of one?
Do you switch back to sight with your thing, or are you still
Yeah.
on hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I'll just let the same perception check count. You notice a small crack running through the steps up to the dais, and you think that buzzing sound is coming from that crack.
Ooh. So that could be like a secret door that's ajar slightly.
And in fact, there's a slight illumination, like a little bit of light peeking up from under that crack.
I believe we have.
Red crimson light.
I believe. is a very good idea, Cecilia.
Thank you.
I believe that is the place.
All right.
In the sanctuary, which is quite ruined, thanks to Stong, there is a secret door, it looks like. I can hear the buzz of many voices and see a reddish light coming through the crack. So can I visualize how this secret door would work, or what the dimensions of it would be?
Make an investigation check. It is just in the floor. It doesn't resemble a secret door in any way.
Oh, so it
You
could
have
be
no
a-
idea. It's like it's literally just a crack in the stone, and there's a faint buzzing sound and some light coming from it.
Okay, so it could just be an earthquake crack, and a lower level of the place has a room.
I do want to point out that the dagger's flight that you charted on the map in your head does not at all correspond to the temple of Garagos. Like
Oh,
that
interesting.
temple is a different direction.
Is that not in the temple district?
No, it is underground near Dark Dance Manor, and the dagger whizzed off toward the northwest direction.
Well, part of me feels like this is information we would have known. Like, wait, the Temple of Garagos is not where we've been looking.
Yeah. So Stong did ask Knox
Because I
if he
definitely
knew-
assumed.
if he knew of any temples in the temple district.
Knot says, well, yeah, there are definitely temples in the temple district. I've been to many of them. I pretended to be a priest once at the house, which is a temple to Ilmater. Although it's it kind of it had to close its doors because Westgate decided to levy taxes on temples in the last few years, and it just couldn't compete and just shut down. Now the Loviatans and the Tomorans are competing over who gets to own this temple. It's the real talk of the district. Anyway, I've also pretended to be a priest at the Spire of Suffering, which is really far out of the city. That's also dedicated to, that's the one dedicated to Loviatar. And
Shar is who we are interested in.
Yeah.
hey,
night
something
mass.
with
hey,
night
hey,
masks.
hey, who's telling the story? Me.
Don't have time
I'm
for
the one telling the story,
Okay.
Knot says.
Stong, do you want to take?
You skipped
take
I
the
the
also
part about
once
Shar.
pretended to be a construction worker at the Morningstar Haven, which
Stop.
I expected sold delicious sausages, but actually it's just about worshiping Lathander and Aminator.
Stong's gonna walk over to Knots, and he's gonna like put his big hands on Knots' shoulders, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, there, big guy. Sturge didn't mean anything by it."
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't take it personally. He's just like that. Anyway, yeah, they're constructing a
Making
cathedral.
significant eye contact with Sturge.
Constructing a cathedral in the glory of the Morning Lord. Anyway, whatever. It was boring. No one really wanted to talk, and nobody wanted to hear my my Stong Makuk songs. So I left. I know, right? It's perfect. You just drum on the pieces of stone that they're building the cathedral to the Morning Lord out of. Anyway,
Stong will remember that idea, but he's gonna say, Knots. Now, this is really important. Is there any temple in the temple district that seemed especially important to the night mass that you know of? I believe in you.
well, they did operate out of a house there, but then they were all killed by trolls.
That one.
Until some adventurers cleared them out. But otherwise, the temples, I mean, they're all doing a little bit of protection racketing with the temples. Although the priests of Ilmater never really took them up on the offer. And then their temple closed down. Funny story. And also
So what about this closed temple that they're arguing about who gets to take control of it? Wouldn't that mean it's empty? and
It does seem like a good place to do a secret evil ritual.
could be in use. So I suppose Sturge can't check there because he hasn't been there.
But we could, some of us go sneak up and check it out.
Yeah.
See that the sky is starting to get darker. It looks
right.
like it as at least a bell after sunset, even though it's only like 3 in the afternoon.
Okay. Right now I feel like we need to pinpoint location. And so maybe we need to follow these leads. The dagger went to the temple district. Lathaka said she's been talking to people in the temple district. Maybe we should check the temple district. This house sounds like a good place to look if we can do it quick. We also know that the Night Mask tried this before and was stopped. And the best connection I have to that is like we have the dagger from the Eye of Justice. So if we could get to the Eye of Justice and get them to tell us something, maybe Kaylin knows what he should talk to. So how do we do this? We send wolves to go smell the house,
Yeah.
or
Seems like Team Sneaky and Team Talky.
but what if I'm sneaky and talky? What do I do?
Wait, are you sneaky?
If I'm a wolf, I'm sneaky. Nobody knows I'm me.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I don't have
Sarshan
the
says,
best.
I know you're you.
Yes, I appreciate that.
I feel like I always know where you are because you're always so loud.
And don't worry, that thing I wasn't going to tell you about, I am not going to tell you about it.
Oh my god. Okay, who wants to go talk to the Eye of Justice?
I'm not great at sneaking, so I suppose
Well, and you had the sword for a while. So
I had Vindicator. I'm still not clear on if that just, makes them happy or unhappy, but at this point, but aye.
Well, so here's the trick when you're like trying to talk your way into something. This is Artemisia's opinion. Like, just pretend like that grants you some kind of authority, and walk in and start throwing that authority around.
Whoa. Okay.
All right.
So
Here we
they
go.
ran a poll in the chat for best way to stop the ritual, and the winner was jar full of bees. So
Right, who's gonna go get the bees?
I could polymorph into
Done.
a queen bee and muster a bunch of bees or something. I don't know.
Go collect some swarms.
Team queen
Yeah.
bee.
I'm not gonna lie, I love it.
all right, so
I feel like you should be allowed to polymorph into a swarm of bees, but that's just me.
Yeah.
some
Before-
of you are going
I
to head to
hear-
the Hall of Justice, okay?
Right.
And some of you are going to check out this abandoned temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
And before we go, I just had a question because I was so focused on the Shardinglar stuff. What happened with the goo in the Time Order Temple? Because I don't want to just leave that behind.
It
It's
ended
like
up in a
same-
water skin.
Okay. Oh, all right. Can I take that?
Yeah.
I just want to. Oh, thank you. I was just because I realized that some of the things we did seem to have some effect on the bleakness, and if the bleakness is somehow tied to the goo, maybe it would affect the goo too. So I'm just gonna play around with the goo while we're marching.
Okay.
Okay.
No, but
Okay.
not touch it.
So
Stone is going to
who's
side
team
eye
talk?
Rogar.
how are we gonna split? Who wants to be team Sturge? Are you team sneaky or team talky?
Team sneaky.
Okay.
I absolutely have no desire.
You
to see
don't want to go put the charm on Levia?
let me know.
Oh, I feel like I feel like as much as I feel like Cecilia should go be team wolf sneaky, she should be team talky. So
Where would you like me to go? Sarshan asks.
I do not want Cecilia does not want Sarshan running off and doing something crazy, but she's gonna look at Artemisia like, where are you going? Are you gonna go do wolf stuff? Because then maybe having another wolf is a good idea.
I mean, it would be really good if he could come, but I
She's
understand.
gonna like grab Artemisia and be like, do not let him do something stupid. Please don't let him do something stupid.
I promise.
And then she's gonna go to
Sarshan-
Sarshan and be like, please be careful.
He looks more energetic than usual, like anxious. He's like, yes, this is the day after all.
Is this when it is? Oh, she's gonna pull him aside and she's like, you can't tell me this is when it goes bad. I know you can't tell me this is when it goes bad.
Oh, wait. No, I can't tell you. I couldn't say.
Oh my god. I really don't like this, but I really want to figure out how to stop it because
He grasps you by the arm, Cecilia, and he says, "No, it's different. It will not unfold any way that you're worried about."
Once more, you have weird confidence. I don't know how you can say that, but you've probably had this conversation before, and I haven't.
No, I have
just-
not. I only know you once.
No, I mean, I watched you. Okay, that's a weird. I don't know how to take that because
He looks
you definitely watched
he looks
it.
a bit confused by what he just said too. So
Okay, but I watched you have memories of me that I didn't know about. So, and
not of you though.
Look, I know you did this already, and you chose this, and obviously you cared about her a lot, and that freaks me out. Honestly, it freaks me out. That's a thing to deal with later, because you did this because
Looks
she
confused.
died. Well, I mean, me. I know you can't talk about but previous me, obviously. I think
I'm here because I love you, said Celia.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's not why I came here in the first place, but that is why I'm here now.
Bogart hears that and he's like, it would be nice if Ruin were here to say he loved me, but he's always calling the ball back.
like, so that first time. Am I understanding this right? Like the first timeline where the Night King succeeds Sarshan saying, like, no, I didn't actually like you very much.
Make an insight check.
This is one of these moments where, like, I wish I had a beard in real life because I would be like stroking it while I ponder this.
15.
16. Yeah, maybe that's what he's saying. Cecilia, it's you, not anyone else. You seem
Wow.
confused.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's be honest here. This is an extremely confusing relationship that we're in currently.
Oh, fair enough. Well, you see, and he takes both your hands and he says, you don't seem to know the Cecilia that I know, because if you did, you wouldn't be confused.
Are we talking about me now or like alternate time me?
We're talking about you.
Okay.
It's the way you smile. It's the way you never lack for banter. It's the way you walk ahead of me when we're walking, but you look back at me every so often to make sure I'm not getting into trouble. It's the way you fight so hard for the people you love. It makes me want to love them too. The way you open your heart, though I know it's so hard for you, it makes me want to open my heart the same way. It's the way you look when you sleep, at peace and so innocent. It makes me want to sleep just to see what it's like. The way you never, ever give up or never, ever surrender. Your courage is surpassing. It's something I don't have, or at least I didn't. When so many years ago, when I failed and so many people died, I ran away. I fled my responsibilities. And it was like time just stopped for me. It wasn't until I found you that it felt like it began to move again. You turned my hourglass. No, you cracked it. It's you who woke me up after so many years being lost. I can't not love you, said Celia. So please, don't ever doubt me or how I feel about you. I will love you and follow you the rest of your life, unless you decide to send me away, and I will honor that request. But please let me stay with you.
See, I feel bad because Aaron's like, oh my god, that's adorable. And Cecilia is probably like very red and like making herself make eye contact, but really wanting to kind of like turn aside. and very
I
cognizant
know
of
you.
where
I
you're
know
all
you
standing.
don't want to respond.
But no,
It's
my
fine.
turn. My turn.
Okay.
I don't know where you did a whole thing. Now it's my turn.
Okay.
Because Cecilia is clearly, this is like ultra vulnerability, and I don't know how many of you are watching, but she's also not gonna look. She's not gonna look to see if anybody else is watching.
Oh, Rogar's got big anime jiggly eyes, like.
Okay, and this is where this is where it would be nice it was still in the bingo card, because what Cecilia's gonna do, she's gonna stand very close to him. She's still holding his hands. She's kind of having trouble looking him in the eye, but she's going to lean close, and she is going to say, the honey is in the larch tree, and the bees are all afield. And then she's going to look at him out of the corner of her eye. And this is the question. What does Sarsha do when she says that?
He nods sagely.
But did he understand any of it?
Let's
Dog looks
see.
confused.
All right, he's going to make an intelligence check.
Oh,
His mighty 8 intelligence.
Wait, I have a backup.
-1. Here we go. He got a 3.
So for the audience, it is
Like
a Rashemi. Oh my god, there's a Rashemi thing that there are things you are not direct about that you speak of in metaphor, and so that didn't work. I'm gonna be honest, it kind of. I feel like that's what Cecilia would do, and Aaron is not. Aaron knows gonna be fucky. Okay. Okay, this says that what she says instead is Sal Istar Va. Or wait, maybe it's no, that's a little serious. I don't think she's gonna say that quite.
Okay.
I don't know, actually, let me roll it. Anyway, she says I love you in Elvish. But does she say the soulmate version or the not soulmate version? I think she says the not soulmate version because that's a little intense for Cecilia.
Okay. He says,
But those of you who don't speak Elvish don't know anything.
I quickly cast
Artemisia
tongues.
isn't-
I do it before you say
Artemisia
it.
isn't looking,
"You're like, ha,
but
ah."
she is listening, and she is kind of like blushing a little bit because she's like, I shouldn't be listening, but I am.
Hey. So she
Also,
nods.
I'm sure that Seldarine is like that's the worst pronunciation I ever heard. But in my defense, I Googled really fast Elvish translator.
So Sarshan like lets out a breath in relief, and then he says, "All right, I will go and collect those bees for you."
Okay, that's later I will explain that.
You mean you don't want me to collect bees in this jar?
I mean, that's not a bad idea. That's why I went to honey.
Except for it turns out he's allergic. He gets anaphylactic shock. He dies.
God!
Time resets.
Time resets. So I tried to collect the bees, but don't send me to collect the bees.
Didn't. Oh.
All right.
No, I was a
Well,
bad.
She's gonna kiss
I almost
him. I
said.
think that's a good punctuation, and then she's
Okay.
gonna turn around and be like,
Well, Artemisia, like at the kiss, is like trying to take Rogar's shoulder and like bodily turn him away, but Artemisia has arms of wet noodles.
Rogar's like,
So
I
she's gonna
live
be
for
going
this.
like-
Ah.
all right. I kind of
Scott will
want.
help
This is the
Artemisia
thing I
turn
want
Rogar.
fan art of is Artemisia trying mightily to turn Rogar around when Rogar has anime eyes.
Oh, that'd be adorable.
That is good.
Okay, but now we have a ritual to stop. So all of you stop gawking and let's go and do not die.
Right. You don't die either.
Okay, deal.
Nobody die,
Good plan. Let's go.
Tarshan says. I don't want anyone to die, including you, Sturge.
Really? Well, I'm touched.
You are my best friend, Sturge. You give me such great advice.
Sturge is going to leap up and hug Sorshan and kiss him on both cheeks without poking him in the eye with his nose.
Oh, wow. Make a dexterity
Aw.
check.
Now, I was just
Doesn't
thinking
check
about
your
like what
pockets.
angles would he have to? It's crazy.
Well, sort of the like
This
air
way?
kiss kind of.
It
Like
turns
maybe he would
sideways.
just push his own nose sideways and then go straight forward.
No, he would,
I feel like
he would come in and kiss, and then he would go like this and kiss.
Rogar's like, everybody's kissing Sarshan. Maybe I should kiss Sarshan too. But that, and that would serve Ruin right, the ball bag, for not being here. No, I won't.
Huge does it very nimbly. He has a very nimble nose.
Okay.
She's gonna grab Sergeant and be like, check your pockets. And then we're gonna go.
I don't have any pockets. He stole my
Oh
pockets.
god.
Anyway, away.
Away.
And on that note, let's take our break.
All right.
While we are on break, the chat has already determined that the jar of bees is the best recourse for dealing with the ritual. What else do we think the chat should discuss?
Oh, chat.
You
Well, how
want to
those
tell chat
EPs
what's happening next week?
Oh yeah.
Next
Good.
week, I will not be here. It is my wife's birthday party, and while I am a geek, I am not enough of a geek to risk that wrath.
You're not like you're a geek, but you're not a horrible husband. I think
Right.
is the important thing.
Exactly.
So as a birthday present, she's playing on the show.
So instead of me as a DM, you will have a special guest DM. We are still putting this together, so I don't want to leak too much about it, but it will be a great time. I believe the players are still going to play the same characters, the Westgate Irregulars. So look
You
forward
say
to
who
that.
it is?
Yeah, if you think it's suitably put together and you're not putting anyone on the spot, go for it.
Yeah. I mean, just say it.
It's all about Lauren! Yay!
Yay!
We are very excited.
She's in the chat. She can contradict us. She's like, "What are you all talking about?"
This is the
I'm
first time
sorry,
she's
you
heard of
didn't
it.
actually message me. You messaged a different Lauren.
We also agreed it's a non-canon episode, so she can do whatever she wants. We'll see
Right.
what craziness happens.
So y'all gonna die. Excellent.
5 or 10 minute break.
Yeah. On that note, 10 minutes. See you
10 minutes,
back
okay.
then. Don't go away. Hey, we're
Dude,
back. from
hey!
break. Steven
That's
just
timing.
appeared.
That was
Just like a
uncanny.
Sturge stealth check. Just boom,
Yeah.
right back in.
Perfect.
I swear, I looked up. Steven wasn't there. I looked down at my phone and I'm like, how much time is it? And then Steven's back. It was amazing.
You know, it's that thing about being a teacher. You don't know when the bell's gonna ring, but instinctively you know when the bell's gonna ring. So you just kind of, it's been that many repetitions. Except in this case, not quite enough repetitions. So
Hmm.
sometimes I get it, sometimes I
Mhm.
Well, that was
So
baller, that particular one.
some of you are going, okay, so time is
Ah.
passing and it is now later in the afternoon. Some of you are going to the Eye of Justice and some of you are looking at the temple. Okay.
I think it's Stong Rogar and Cecilia are going to the Eye of Justice.
Okay.
Sergeant Artemisia and Sergeant are going to the temple.
Okay.
Wolf smelling.
And Knots. Do we shed Knots or is he coming with us?
I'm sending. I like him. So
Get him out of
before we
city.
leave, Stong is going to whisper something in Knots' ear, and then wave him off and say, "See you later."
Okay. Knots is like, yes, see you later.
What do we do
Right.
first?
Yeah, which one are we doing first?
Let's do the Eye of Justice first.
80.
All right. So so Stong and Rogar and Cecilia head down Silver Piece Way to get to the Eye of Justice. Well, I suppose if you're coming from the north of the city, then you're really heading down Wagon Wheel Ride over to King's March, because the Hall of Justice is basically on King's March, I think.
You want me to show you
So,
that?
If you want to. Anyway,
The
it's in
traffic in the market.
it's the western end of the city that the hall is in. So,
West End.
the Hall of Justice appears to be very busy. It's just a flurry of activity.
The Wonder Twins.
Um,
Do we
As
see anybody
we're-
we know?
yeah, at some point you recognize Levia giving out directions to people.
I'm gonna walk up to Olivia and be like, "Hi, how's it going?
It's just, oh,
We need to talk."
yes, I suppose. I am
There's
very
this-
busy. What is it you want to talk about?
Nope, in private. I'm gonna try to like propel her out of the entryway.
Keep doing what you're doing. All right.
See, just confidence and momentum.
She says, yes, make it quick. I
Rogar's
see you
taking
didn't
notes.
bring Sturge with you. That's probably for the best.
I'll tell him you said a hi. How is he doing?
Does he ever ask about me? No, that's not important. What brings you here?
He did mention you when we talked about coming here.
Oh, wonderful. Anyway,
But he didn't
what
say
brings you
anything
here?
good.
Of course he wouldn't.
Stop. Shush. I mean, you know, Sturge. Anyway,
Does anyone really know Sturge? That's his appeal. Anyway, business.
Okay, but the world's gonna end, so focus.
Apocalypse. Let's do this.
So, okay, we're just gonna cut to the chase. We need to know about a ritual the Night Masks attempted and the Night King didn't succeed at. Mirren mentioned to us that maybe the Hall of Justice knew something. I of Justice knew something about this.
It involves a chalice and a ritual.
Some
Okay,
daggers.
so Levia was about to just dismiss you entirely and say, no, that's nonsense. And then you say a chalice and some daggers. And she looks at you and she goes slightly pale. And she says, you can't possibly be. That was
Maybe it isn't-
100. That was 100 years ago.
Yeah, he's gonna do it again.
But
Tonight.
We need to know how they stopped it before.
the Night King was expelled from the city. The
He
Eye of
looked out in the
Justice-
sky.
Fun fact: nothing stops people from leaving and then moving back here.
It is
the water,
unseasonably
it still
dark.
tastes
Yes,
gross.
that's true. I have been receiving reports and analyzing information that maybe the Night Masks are back and they are operating once again.
Good God.
You are certain.
Sorry.
Sturge,
Hey,
where'd you come
look.
from?
Look, I want to point out, the Westgate Irregulars had not been forthcoming with the Eye of Justice. They're just following their own leads here.
That's true. We don't want to get in trouble for all the destruction that Night
You are-
Masks make us cause.
You are okay. Levia like puts her hands on her forehead for a second. She says, "Okay, so you're telling me that not only are the Night Masks back, and that they're under the command of the Night King,
Mhm.
but that he is a powerful spellcaster who is about to enact a ritual to cover Westgate in everlasting darkness."
That's about it.
Oh, and he's got goo.
Yeah, there's some goo.
Long ago, my master told me about this event, but I never believed him. It was before I was born.
Vampires
Tell us
do
what you
this
know.
thing
The Eye
where
of
they
Justice
don't
thwarted
die.
it. Well, the Eye of Justice thwarted it. We raided the Night Masks, the lair of the Night Masters, the night before they did the ritual, and we drove most of them from the city. We recovered some of the paraphernalia that they used to enact the ritual, but it was
Oh.
recently taken from the storehouse,
Oh my god.
Like
potentially
a dagger.
by. Yes, you know about the flying fangs. Then
So there are two daggers.
there's
we
one
know it?
dagger,
There's one dagger.
one
Where's the
dagger
other one?
with two blades.
Oh.
Oh. Okay.
When we reclaimed the items, the dagger was sundered, so one of the blades was broken off, and the other one was taken again sometime 50 years ago. It was stolen once again. We had a shard. No, that's not true. We had what we thought was a shard of the goblet, but I don't think it was of the Agral. You know of this, yes?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a true shard. Is this Agral broken?
It is.
Yeah.
It's not
But
whole. We have a small
but
chip.
Didn't Sturge break it?
Yeah.
I thought we just had
You
like a
do
shard.
recall that happened.
Yeah.
You tell her
But-
that?
Sorry, is Livia saying that they had a shard of the
She
Agral
is
too?
saying that.
Oh,
So there's-
interesting.
Two? Okay.
Well, do you tell her that Sturge broke it?
Sure, the apocalypse is coming. I
Okay.
don't see any point in hiding stuff.
Livia says, "Oh, so they did reforge it."
Oh. Why
But you
didn't
broke
guys
it
throw
again.
it in a volcano or something?
Do you see any volcanoes nearby?
I mean, nearby is relative.
Yeah.
I
you
mean,
go on
it's a thing
quest,
you're going to
yeah.
prevent the apocalypse by destroying. I feel like you can take a jaunt to Neverwinter.
It was determined by the Council of Watchful Eyes that the artifacts were safest in our vault. This turned out to be not the case, obviously. She sounds a little bitter about it, because the goblet vanished, the dagger vanished at some point, and recently the last artifact that we had, which was one of the blades, vanished. Though I believe our mutual friend took that.
Do
A
you
mutual
know?
friend.
Kalen.
Ah, sorry.
I
Go ahead,
told
Sean.
him he was mad for taking it, but maybe he was. Anyway,
Do you know what the function of this two-bladed dagger is in this ritual?
it gathers power. It literally taps into the blood of others and draws their power into the ritual. Were you
It's going to make significant eye contact with Sturge again because you got cut by that dagger.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure Sturge
yeah.
isn't here, though.
Oh, you're not there. That's right. Sorry, I forgot.
Were any of you
Creeped
struck
out.
by
She
this
saw him
dagger?
going, wait a minute. What if we were?
Well, potentially whoever is attuned to the Agral and the dagger could control someone bit by the fangs.
So
I never-
anyone who drinks from
You-
the cup, anyone who's cut by the dagger.
So
Yes,
just-
they're powerful cursed items.
Mm.
Repositories of dark magic.
Do you have any idea how to, turn that off?
If I
Do you
did,
know who
you'd think
might
I would have
know?
done it in the last century.
Crap sticks.
These are powerful artifacts. The mightiest among us have attempted to smite them and failed.
I mean, to be fair, Sturge smited the heck out of that Agral and knocked a piece out of it.
Apparently,
Credit where it's due.
when the Agral was first sundered, when a shard of it was broken apart, that was the first Shadowbane, my master Gedrin, breaking it with Vindicator. If only a worthy wielder of Vindicator yet lived.
Stog looks at Rogar.
I was gonna.
Celia looks at Rogar.
Rogar was gonna go back into the
Levia
corner
looks
of
at
the room and
Rogar
be
like, why is Levia looks at Rogar and then Stong and then Cecilia, why are you looking at your dwarf friend?
Do you know where Vindicator is?
I do
Rogar.
not. Kalen has turned from his destiny. I fear Vindicator is lost.
Rogar will close his eyes and think of Vindicator and concentrate and try and summon the blade.
Okay,
Should I roll something?
make a charisma check.
Charisma. Right.
You have, you have that thing, inspiration.
Aye. Oh, I have inspiration too, and I think and that's one of my cool ones. So, do you put your on savings throws, but on
Just your
ability,
charisma modifier.
just my okay.
Unless you're a
Alright.
bard.
Oh, come on!
Ah, no.
I got a 3.
You try really hard, and your beard grows in a little bit more, but no sword appears.
I blew it all on the summoning Sharendlar thing. Clearly, like I'll blew my wand for the
I
night.
mean, you
Sorry,
rolled
folks.
another one. It's like roll 20 is like, hey, he wants to roll ones. I get it.
I
Are you not
Vindicator
happy?
doesn't just come if we really try and roll good charisma, right?
like I rolled a 1. Can't Vindicator
Just
like
checking.
appear and like through my leg or something like that? Like
Levia says the only way.
That makes
the
you
only
a
way-
worthy wielder of Vindicator. It just appears and impales you.
the leg. I was holding it the
What
wrong
happens
direction.
is you really hope, and then what you get is a message: new sword. Who dis?
Yeah.
Oh, it's ghosting me.
man.
The sword is ghosting me.
So Levia says, we do not know the particulars of the ritual, only that the Agral and the Flying Fangs were part of it. We drove the vampires from the city in the early stages of the ritual, when they were just starting, thanks to inside information. Yes, she looks like dark, like her eyes narrow, and she's like just thinking of something very unpleasant. She's like, yes, that woman.
Do you want to narrow it down a little? Half this city is women. And I assume that was true 100 years ago, too.
Yes, that Nathalan woman. She wasn't calling herself that then, of course.
I forgot I had inspiration.
She was the one who led us to the Night Mask lair and allowed what became the Eye of Justice to attack the Night Masters as they slumbered. Otherwise, they would never have won that battle. Although Vindicator is such a powerful weapon. Perhaps Gedrin, no, even he was not powerful enough yet to challenge the Night King in his element. At night, she looks up at the sky.
Well, she's gonna sit there. He's gonna pull Stong and Roker over and be like, "It sounds like we're boned. Should we move?"
What is that? Silver Moon? Is that the name of it?
Silvery Moon sounds great.
Silvery Moon, a convenient commuting distance to several dwarven civilizations.
Yeah, but they have some neighborhoods that need to be collapsed.
Stong says,
Mithril Hall, Citadel Felbar, those are both within easy commuting distance. Anyway.
I don't think I can abandon this city. Not right
Yeah.
now.
Oh no, definitely not.
I feel like it just survived me, and now all these people have been working hard and rebuilding, and we have a chance to stop this. We should
Rogar puts
at
his-
least try.
Puts his hand on Stong's shoulder and squeezes it and says, "Do not worry, Stong. We will rebuild this city.
Like
We'll
Rogar
fix these."
reaches
I
up
want
really
to
high.
Alright.
convince you that we should just bail, because I do not know what we need to do here. Like Illyri
we need
knew
to
where
do
to
is
find them
try.
last time. I'm also, I'm just kind of hoping that the first step of this is that you get someone who is very uncharismatic to hold the Agral, and then I banish them. That seems like it's hoping for a lot.
Did she mention the bleakness goo last time, or is it slightly different this time?
That's a good question. Olivia, is
Yes.
there any mention of goo in these legends?
Goo?
Yeah, distilled despair, I believe it was described as.
Stong.
I have
Rogar?
that.
I'm
Yeah, how
not
that-
aware of
Touch
such a thing.
No, I won't. But is there like is there
I'm
something
telling
like
Olivia.
is there something in? I look around. Is there something that I could pour a little drop of the goo into, like a?
Sure. They brought
Chalice
you
or-
inside the hall. There are goblets on the table nearby.
Okay, I will try and
Bowls, things like that.
carefully.
There's a fruit bowl.
Oh,
Shove all the fruit out of it.
I'm gonna put one piece of fruit in it. I'm gonna drop
Oh.
a piece of the goo on top.
Okay.
What happens if
Are we
you get
gonna fight an evil banana now?
I know, right? That's what I like. A monster apple.
The banana starts moving and then it like peels itself and it goes, ah!
Oh my god, I turn into a giant ape and I eat it.
Get ready for some Tim Burton stuff here. Here we go.
All right,
I
you
just want to watch
pour
this now.
you pour
Claymation.
a drop of the dark goo onto we'll just say it's like an apple-like fruit, and at first nothing seems to happen, and then it kind of like shakes. It starts trembling, and it shrivels and breaks, like cracks, and then falls in half, and you see it's rotted all the way through, and then it just dissolves into this brackish goo.
That Livia, that's the goo.
Livia says, I've never heard of such a thing. Fascinating. I don't suppose I could convince you to leave me with a sample of that.
I feel like that's not a good idea, but maybe should we see if the Eye of Justice wants to play backup on this? She's gonna say this to Stong very quietly in the negotiating voice, which is very mumbly and quiet, but we've done this before, so I assume you'll understand.
Oh, Livia failed her perception check. She has a
Nice.
really high perception score, but she rolled a 4, so. Okay. Says, what are you thinking?
Should we do that? Should we tell them to get out of the city? I honestly don't know at this point.
Did we get out there, or did you say should we tell her to get out? Sorry, I missed.
Just asking if we should get the... I figure Rogar is standing between us, so you probably can hear everything going there. But the mumble might be tricky. Should we get the Eye of Justice? Should we tell the Eye of Justice to like back us up here? Like go... Although we don't know if the house is the right place. You haven't gotten a sending from anybody, right?
I think.
Well, none of us. I mean, Artemisia doesn't have sending, so
You haven't done a sending to them to get an answer from them.
I feel like
There we go.
probably the city needs them to keep order there and stuff. Isn't things getting kind of crazy out there?
That's a fair point.
Also, I'm out of
So-
sendings.
Oh, that's right.
Livia
I
said-
forgot. Livia, anyway, so you might want to see how many people you can get out of the city just in case, because
You
this
think it
ritual
is
is
that
going
dire?
down. It is definitely that dire. We are the crazy people who are going to go in and try and disrupt this ritual. But given that, if we fail, we should not leave everybody in the city to die.
Especially those who have any despair or sadness or loss, because if they get touched by this goo or this ritual, they might like sprout monsters out of
To everybody. Basically,
Um,
everybody that lives in this city.
Livia nods. And
Fair.
she says, that is very brave of you, Lady Cecilia. You have grown in my esteem. We shall do what we can to protect the people of the city and get as many people out as we can in case you fail. I wish you luck, however.
Livia, I hope we have this conversation another time.
Yes.
I don't mean to
Okay.
play favorites, but could you? There's a small subsect of my orc clan that's here. I'm hoping that you could really look after them. They're new to the city, and I'm afraid.
Ah, yes, the fire snails. We know of
Yes.
them. They are. She's looking for the right word. Rambunctious.
They're all young, and they may not know how to take care of themselves.
Very
Get
well.
them out.
We shall do what we can.
It's all we can do.
Indeed. Good luck. She reaches down to her belt and pulls out a potion, which she hands to Cecilia. She says, take this. It might
is
be of
this?
assistance. A healing potion.
Oh,
It is a potion of extra healing, in fact.
thank you.
Yes. You know, I'd lend you my mace, but I suppose I probably need it.
You need it, and also I have this axe, which is magical because my
that
strength
is
is not
quite
great.
impressive.
But
That is quite impressive. Very
hopefully
well.
we don't literally have this conversation. And never mind, that's not going to make any sense to you. Thank you for the information, as it was. We should probably go.
Of course.
Just gonna pull Stong and Sturgeon, or sorry, not Sturgeon, Stong and Orogar out. I don't know if talking to Illyra is going to get us information that's useful, because I don't think she's still seeing the Night King on the side.
I'm afraid. I fear if she's still potentially under his influence. If he could just.
Oh,
like,
I didn't even think of that. So maybe we should bob over to
Or
Illyra and
mirror
just
in.
talk really fast.
So, on the porch, Livia waves to you and she says, well parted, strike well.
So, thank you. And on that table where there was the fruit and such, would there happen to be any pickles or pickled items?
So Rogar like,
Did you not
I
get
grab a
pickles
few-
in Marius at Salt Center Provisions? Who
stuff
loves
some pickles in your pocket.
Oh, that's right. I did,
You
didn't
did
I?
actually. You did literally
Okay.
get them. Those are the
Okay.
good pickles.
You're good.
Okay. And I do grab
Those
and I
don't
grab
get
a
those
snag
crab
another
pickles.
apple or whatever piece of fruit. Cool. All right.
So you also
We're
have
good.
an apple.
We're protected. We've got pickles. All right, here we go.
Okay. I want to go to the group that has gone to that abandoned temple.
Mhm.
So, sure enough, there is an abandoned temple, which looks very. It gives you a peaceful vibe. This building is comfortable and approachable, and with soft lines rather than hard corners. The architecture is similar to something you might expect to see on the at the east end of the city, so it's a little bit Shao influenced. Wide open spaces, a big courtyard that has gone mostly to weeds and dandelions. There doesn't appear to be anybody here. The gate is locked. There is a chain, but it doesn't seem to be too difficult to hop over if you have a strength score above 6. If you have a strength score of 6, it might be harder,
But what's the wolf strength score?
like 11 or 12, so no problem. So Sturge is just heading down the street with these 2 wolves.
And he'll just speak out loud and they can hear him, but he won't be looking at them. He'll say, I think we ought to do a little perimeter check. Your noses will be extremely useful, as will your keen ears. The place looks abandoned, but if there's anything happening in there, perhaps we'll hear it. We may need to go in which case I will try to open a window or a door preferably for you, and see if there's a basement. We might not hear anything if they are in a basement. From up here, we may not hear them. You like that idea? Just nod if you like that idea.
Artemisia's gonna be like, "Ruff."
Sarshan Wolf looks confused because that plan that you outlined was very complicated.
So let's take a sniff and a listen at all the edges of this building, and then if we don't hear anything, let's go inside. How's that, Sarshan?
Uh-huh. He bounds
Okay.
away.
Okay, so in we go over the wall, and take a good look.
Sniff, sniff.
Okay. Make an athletics check. The chat is mentioning that Steven's coming through very quiet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my microphone. I have a really good microphone, but the wire that connects it is not working. So it's just my crappy little computer microphone. Thank you, chat, for saying so. I will now lean forward.
Is that
And,
better, everybody?
That's what I mean.
Chat will let us know. All right, make your athletics check to hop the wall.
I would prefer to do an acrobatics maneuver.
I suspect you would. Make your athletics check to hop the wall.
Oh, and then the
Can you do
wolf.
an acrobatics if he says parkour while he does it?
The wolf just has
Oh, wait, what am I
modifier of
thinking?
0, right?
I have spider climb shoes on.
It's true.
Slippers.
Every time I'm like, make an athletics check to climb the wall, and you're like, I'd rather not. And I'm like, okay, what did you say, Rhiannon? I'm sorry.
I was just checking the wolf would have then a well, it doesn't matter. I just rolled a 1. So
Okay.
Doesn't
the
fall off.
wolf kind of goes like, "Ah."
So, Artemisia Wolf, you're bounding up to the wall and you just kind of scrabble against it. And then you see a rat scurry out from the building. The rat sees you. You see the rat. And the rat starts running.
Oh, she's gonna get it.
Yeah. Artemisia Wolf takes off.
Oh dear.
I was going to give you a wisdom save to avoid taking off, but it's fine for you to just.
Well, on a 1, I think, after that sort of indignity. She's
And
gonna be
then,
like, I'm going to prove my hunting prowess.
Sarshan ambles around the corner as a wolf. The rat runs by. Artemisia Wolf runs by. Sarshan goes, aha, and runs after them, leaving Sturge alone.
Urge. You're our only hope.
Sturge, you walk down the other side of the fence into the courtyard. As I said, it is an open courtyard for meditation and prayer, but it's mostly gone to weed, and it looks just totally unkempt. There are a few buildings. There's a shed for what you imagine to be yard working equipment. And then there's a main building where you think prayers would be held and priests might live here at the temple.
Okay, so he's going to do a circuit around the inside of the wall, looking for, if there's lots of weeds and things, and night masks are coming here frequently at night, say, there's probably some areas that are trodden.
Okay.
So he's basically looking for a path, a track, to see if it might lead him to, if there's a well-worn path still going into the shed, he's going to think, there must be a trapdoor in the shed. It goes down into a subterranean area. But if it's completely grown over and the doors are practically choked closed with weeds, he's not going to bother with that place. You see what I'm saying?
Make an investigation check.
So, did you go silent, or is there just nothing to say?
I don't
just waiting for
see
you.
your results, so
You got like a 9.
Oh,
Roll again. No, sorry.
I could do a I have, what do you call that thing? Inspiration, which would allow me to maybe, do I roll again, or do I take the advantage roll?
my internet's also acting up. 1 second.
Steven, could you try speaking much louder?
Like I'm speaking to the back of the house?
That's
Right.
much better. But yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So do I roll again if I use inspiration, or do I just take the advantage
If you
roll?
use inspiration, you're taking the advantage roll.
Okay, I guess I'll use the inspiration.
Okay. So you got a 17.
Yep.
Okay. You see signs of occasional entrance into the yard. People coming through, heading into the main building.
Okay, I'm going to do a circuit of the main building. Are there more than one door, or just
Shout.
the front door?
It's just the main door, which is locked. Like there's a chain across it.
Well, I'm going to have to pick that lock.
Uh-huh.
And do I do sleight of hands, or do I do thieves' tools?
You do thieves' tools.
Okay.
This lock would be a dexterity thieves' tools check.
13.
Yep.
Okay. It's a fairly simple lock, so yeah, you click it open and pull the chain off the door.
In I go. I'll of course look for any kinds of traps, but otherwise I'll slip in.
Okay.
And
close the door
Artemisia's not
behind.
gonna run forever, so we're not doing rounds. But if you can do like more wisdom saves or something, or start
Yeah,
doing
make
wisdom
a
saves.
wisdom save.
Okay. Christ, these dice.
Make
Swap 'em out.
make a dexterity-based attack. So it would just be and in your wolf form, it would be +5.
Okay.
20 + 5.
15.
Okay, you pounce on the rat.
Good.
Round and round with love. Just give it time.
Yep. Sergeant
You'll
bounds
find a
up
way.
to you and he goes, "Huh, good job, good job."
So she's
you,
gonna like eat
you
one
gonna
bite
eat
out of
that?
it and then like throw it over to him.
Oh, he starts eating it. Up, up, up.
And then I figure at this point she could probably remember that there's something really important. She's been working on this, remembering important things.
What? Were we doing something?
Yes, I'm remembering, and we were gonna smell. We gotta go back there and we gotta smell. Over
I'm
there.
sorry.
Do you smell blood?
Oh, does she?
Make a perception check.
Ruh-roh.
11.
Okay. Yeah, it does smell like blood. Although Sergeant's muzzle is covered in blood because he just, took several bites out of a rat. And he says, "No, not that. The human blood." And he looks over at another building. All right, back to Sturge. Sturge,
Mhm.
you have found your way into the main temple.
I'm gonna leave the door open about a foot.
It looks like people have tried to get in here, but they have been thwarted by the lock mostly. There are statues, mostly of like kneeling or cross-legged folk meditating. It's like the experience is a bit like going into, say, like a Buddhist temple here in our world, right? It's very peaceful. It's a kind of serene, relaxing atmosphere with
Does not
statues that
seem-
set you at ease.
This does not seem like Char's place, does it?
As you're looking around, you see a faint seam in the stone under the main statue, like a secret compartment.
You'll definitely sidle up to that.
Okay.
Take a look at it from the side.
Okay.
Examine it.
Make an investigation check. Yeah, it's definitely a secret compartment. You just happen to notice because you're very perceptive.
And how would I open this?
You think you could just jimmy it open, just pull it
Okay,
open.
I will do that.
Okay. You do so. You find a string of beads,
I honestly thought you were going to say bees for a second.
a jar full of bees, and the bees are like, "Finally, someone has come to liberate us."
I heard that bees recognize royalty, so how do they respond to Sturge?
You find a string of beads,
Yeah.
2 potions, and a number of scrolls.
Holy cow. Can he read the scrolls and see what they have in them?
They appear to be divine scrolls.
Okay. Well, he's going to slot those for Rogar. The beads,
Hmm.
if only Cecilia were here, he's going to assume that they're magical and put them on.
You're gonna put them on, okay?
Just do it.
See what happens.
YOLO. Literally the apocalypse. So
Then he's going to drink
What's the
both
worst that can happen?
potions and jump around and shake his belly.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm in favor of this right now.
Okay, so yeah,
Why not?
it's basically a necklace with a number of beads hanging off of it.
Kind of hippie-ish.
Let's see. A little bit, yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
Or more accurately, it is, Forgotten Realms faith.
Okay.
And as the Forgotten Realms, created by a hippie, bless Ed Greenwood, yes, it is a little bit hippie-ish.
Right on. Groovy.
There are 5 beads.
Excellent. I wonder if you take them in your hand, you pull one off and throw it at someone, what would happen? Perhaps they would immolate or begin laughing uncontrollably.
I mean, I guess that's possible. Sure.
One can dream. All right.
Would you like to know what these beads look like?
Yeah.
Okay. One of them is a golden, kind of spindly sort of bead.
Mm-hmm. Two of them are golden spindly.
Well, I mean, that is possible. Another one is a white, kind of vaguely ovoid shape. Not exactly a sphere, kind of like slightly elongated. Let's see. Yep, and then there's another of those golden spindles. And another golden spindle. Oh, sorry, I've been rolling d10s. That's not correct.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, it has 2 golden spindles and 3 of the slightly off-white pearl shape, slightly elongated pearls. 2 golden spindles, 3 pearls.
Gotcha.
Hey, sounds like a tasteful, pretty necklace.
It is, except that it looks hippie-ish, according to Sturge. All right.
Far out.
It smells vaguely of patchouli. Okay. So,
Legit. All right.
and then there are the 2 potions,
Sturge.
which are both in iron flasks, and they are marked with a rune on the front. You want to make an Arcana check?
Yes. Oh my
Oh
lord.
man. I hope like across the
A
way in
9 is
Westgate, we don't get a
sufficient.
giant,
It is the widely understood rune of healing. So it's like you pulled out a potion and it says first aid on it.
Okay. Sturge is going to bow respectfully toward. Is there a statue or just a?
There is a statue of a man who is kneeling and his hands are crossed and out like this, and is a golden statue, although the gold paint is obviously chipped and flaking, and the hands are bound with a crimson ribbon. You want to make a religion check?
Yes. This is strange. I'm thinking basement.
You have no idea what any of that means.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to make a quick run around to see if there's stairs going down anywhere. Otherwise, I don't think this is the spot.
Yeah, you don't find any obvious stairs or trapdoors.
Okay. Out I go. Do I see
You
the
also
dogs?
don't find any night mass lurking in the shadow.
Do I see the dogs?
You do not.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was the temple of Ilmater, the god of good BDSM. So there's
All
also
right.
Loviatar, the goddess of toxic and bad BDSM. Anyway, you
Well,
didn't go to that temple. I don't know why you didn't go to that temple. Anyway, the dogs have in fact discovered something. Okay, so I want to cut back to Stong, Rogar, and Cecilia. You can tell that you discovered something important because I'm avoiding going to your scene. Stong, now that the group of you are walking away from the Eye of Justice Hall, do you want to do your sending thing?
I don't have any more slots.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's out.
Cool.
I think we floated the idea of breezing past the purple lady to try to talk to Illyra.
Okay.
Although I wasn't 100% sure that was going to do us a whole lot of good, because I think the only thing that Livia suggested she knew about was where. And hopefully we figured, as far as we know, hopefully we figured out where.
If you want to
That's up to you
breeze
guys.
past the purple lady, it's not particularly far from the Hall of Justice. It's down in sort of the southern quarter of the city, but just a few blocks away, really.
Seemed like it'd be good to check at least if she's okay, and maybe we could give her a warning if she doesn't
So
already
it's fair.
know.
Plus,
She's
maybe
probably
we'll
lived.
get to see what happens when Shay confronts her with the fact that she's deploying the Night King.
Okay. Yeah, you get to the Purple Lady. It is relatively busy. A lot of people are inside reveling. Not very many people outside. It seems that anyone who was waiting in line to get into the nightclub Purple Lady has, been terrified and run away. So the people inside are just dancing, and there's this kind of hedonistic revelry aspect to it. Like maybe they know on some level that the end is coming.
Ugh, I'm torn. I kind of want to yell at all of them and tell them to leave the city, but I also figure they're adults and they can make their own choice.
Okay.
Just like we go by the way, it's the apocalypse! 'Cause I assume Illyra is not going to be down on the dance floor. She's
No tomorrow, no dawn.
Ooh.
Woo.
Okay, maybe they're not adults. That's okay though. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's these people.
Well, you do see Peffrey dancing there again. She has come back from her time at the onsen and is now dancing the night away with wild abandon. You do not see Shay anywhere, but you do see Illyra, and she looks a little bit anxious, nervous. And she sees you, and she comes immediately over to you, and she says, you have returned.
Yeah. We need to talk really fast.
All right. Have you seen Shay?
Wasn't she coming here?
Now, she seemed to be troubled about something, and then she struck out on her own.
Okay.
Did you say something to her, perhaps? I know
Okay.
This probably won't come as a surprise to you, but I have asked her to check in on you from time to time.
Yeah, that's a thing we should talk about at some point, what that means exactly, because she's been spying on us and writing chapbooks about my relationship, and I don't know how I feel about that. But speaking of writing chapbooks about my relationship, dang it, I forgot I was going to give Sarsha that chapbook.
Shay wouldn't write chapbooks about your relationship.
Okay, anyway.
That does sound like something Fane would do, though.
Fane told her that you and the Night King used to sit in a tree, KISSING, and she kind of got upset.
Oh.
But as much as I would love to leave you with that thought so that you can process, because I am not a horrible person, I need to push you onward with it because the Night King is doing the ritual again tonight. That's why the sky looks weird, and we need to stop it. So anything that you remember, did he ever mention like how exactly he was going to do this and how to stop it by chance?
Oh. So you know then.
That's a very, God, Illyra, your crypticness, I swear to God. We know what? We know that he's going to do the ritual? Did you know? We know that you and the Night King used to be an item. Well, we know Fane said it, which, she wasn't a zone of truth, though, so yeah, we kind of know that.
The Night King was once a very dear friend of mine, but he has become a terrible monster, clearly.
Yeah, clearly.
And he seeks to do the ritual to cover Westgate in endless night. I thought only Orbach could do something like that.
Illyra, have you been outside today?
I'm not really a daylight person,
Rogar,
Okay.
but that
Rogar's
wouldn't stop me, I'm guessing.
Rogar is going to say, he's going to be a bit suspicious and say, wait, last time we were up in your room, I remember seeing all these tapestries showing some kind of like darkness and vampires all coming out and stuff. That seems very much like what's about to happen. Like
We don't have time for the full story, but yes, those tapestries, I keep them as a reminder of the dark times that I have gone through. 100 years ago, there was an attempt by the Night King to take over Westgate and rule the city directly. Orbach, the Night King, he attempted to complete this ritual that would cause the sun to never rise. He called it the Kingdom of Night, is what they called it.
That is this one again.
Wonderful.
Also, does it only not rise on Westgate or? Never mind. I don't need to know. It doesn't matter.
I do not know. The ritual was not completed.
Okay, fair point. We're having weird flashbacks to the Twitter thing about Louis Gohmert.
He
Can we
calls,
just make the sun not rise? No, we can't.
can we
Anyway.
alter the way the Earth rotates around the sun? Okay.
I just want to kill the Night King more now.
Yeah. So the Night King is
But-
now officially Louis Gohmert.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, no. Ilra says he calls himself Kieran Kiersalai, but that's not his real name. I don't know his real name. He never truly told me.
Does
But-
this matter to the ritual, though?
It doesn't matter.
Later, we can. I will have a heart-to-heart and talk about this with you 100% because it sounds
He has
painful.
he has a great fear of the Sword Vindicator. Do you know where Kaelin is?
No.
Sounds really good, Rogar.
Rogar?
Earlier, I totally forgot I had inspiration. So can I use it now and just try again to summon Vindicator when she says that? Like,
Sure.
okay. Oh, come on!
Still doesn't happen.
I got a
Roll
6.
20's like, you got your miracle for tonight.
She says, "All right,
Exactly.
what else? What else? He has
Maybe you should eat some
Dark-
honey and then try.
he has dark elf heritage. Perhaps that might be of use.
Afraid of spiders then? Or no, they like spiders. I don't know a whole lot about
Well, we got rid
He-
of the sword. Artemisia's not there, but
He
the voice
was
in my head.
he was a slave in the Underdark. They enslaved him because of his human blood as well. So, and he is very, very angry.
Ugh. I mean, I feel him. But also, the sun needs to come up again. I don't think that's negotiable.
All right. If you would like to make an insight check, feel free.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All of us or just Cecilia?
All of you can.
16?
7.
Insight.
Stong is still looking at Rogar.
No,
Where's Vindicator?
no, I got a 25. Sure, why not?
There we
Rogar,
go.
she is
Hi.
definitely holding something back. Like she has one other piece of something to tell you, but she's stopped herself from saying it a couple times.
If you nudge me, I will turn the persuasion machine on her.
Okay, I'll nudge you, and I'll be like, she's holding something back.
Look at Illara and be like,
Important.
I feel like there's got to be something more here. I mean, you guys were good friends. And now he's trying to end the world. I get that he's angry. You don't end the world when you're happy.
Can't make a persuasion check.
Come on, please don't screw me over here. 21.
Nice.
Be like, you know something else. Do
Illara
you know how to
looks
stop him?
looks downcast and she says, I'm not sure if it's relevant, but he is Mirren's father.
What?
What? Is there anyone in this game who isn't related to someone else in this game? All right.
Please.
Okay.
And she takes Cecilia's hand in hers. Please, you can't let her face him. It will be a disaster.
Okay. So, does Mirren know that? Just out of curiosity?
I hope not. I have tried not to tell her that. I didn't know it myself until a few 10 days ago when I saw the Night King when he attacked. He was
But
trying
then-
to abduct her, and I saw him, and I couldn't. I just froze. I
Okay.
thought he was dead. I thought he was dead 150 years ago.
I feel like Sarsen would just pop his head in just to say secrets or whatever.
Secrets of poison!
So we were joking before about the telenovela episode, but we have just discovered that Illyra's wife's father is not only the Night King, but Illyra's ex. This is very, very juicy.
Oh my god.
However,
Oh my god.
She looks. She looks
as much
so.
as I want
she
to dig
looks
into
real
that
sad.
part of this,
She says, "I haven't been able to tell her. I couldn't tell Shay. Oh." She just looks downcast.
okay. Very truly, we can figure this out. There's people, vampires and elves. You guys live a very long
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Things are
You
strict,
need to
and
stop
also
him.
Mirren. But we need to stop him. Yeah, this is an excellent reason I want to stop him even harder than I wanted to before, because I am very in tune with not letting terrible fathers kidnap their kick-ass daughters.
He is
But
impressed with his own cleverness. He
Uh-huh.
thinks that he is very smart and very wise, and he is have a type, and that type is narcissist. So
Cecilia's gonna look at Stong and we're gonna be like, okay, I can maybe work with this.
So wherever he is conducting his ritual, it will be someplace that is clever and ironic and poignant, at least to him.
Of course it will be. Oh, yeah, okay. Interesting. Do you know where that might be?
We
We think it might be in the
is
Temple District. Does that
the
help?
Temple District. Why exactly do you think that?
The Nightmaster have heavy activity in the Temple District, and one of the daggers, the dagger, I guess, from this ritual zipped off, and Rogar had a
How close is Dark Dance Manor to the Temple District?
not very close, it looks
Because
like.
he was there once before. Okay. Never
I
mind.
thought the dagger also flew from Dark Dance Manor.
It
Oh,
did.
that's
Yeah.
right.
It
That's
flew
right.
from Dark Dance Manor toward the Temple District.
Got it. Right.
Did Sturge share with you the trajectory that the dagger flew on?
Yes.
Okay.
Aye.
Illyra says, well, I do have a map of Westgate if you want to consult it.
Okay.
Maybe we can
Unroll
figure this
this,
out.
Draw a
You unroll
line.
this map over it. Okay, you go up to one of the private booths, and there are people sitting there, and they're just drinking, and they're like, "Hey!" And Illyra just gives them the look, and then they fucking leave, just gone. And then she spreads out this map, and you can see the map on Roll20 if Yang Yang wants to click over to that.
Ta-da!
So,
okay.
I also plotted that red line that Sturge told you about. You can see it goes through the docks and then into the Temple District. And Illyra starts looking at the buildings that are along that line. And she says, you said the Flying Fangs. You encountered the Flying Fangs?
Sturge did.
Of course you did.
Because Mirren was hiding it. Did you know that?
Well, let's see. That building, she points to this one right here. That's the House of Ilmater, which has fallen into disrepair.
That is where they went to look. Sturge and
building-
Artemisia and Sarshan.
The building next to it, however, is the Morningstar Haven, where they're building a cathedral to Lathander, the god of
Oh, God. Oh, it's so...
The
Oh,
morning
that
god.
is just very, very...
Yep, Illyra
Yeah.
looks up at Cecilia and she's like, ah. Oh.
This has neatly characterized the Night King in one brief detail.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So, back to the wolves.
nowhere to go.
Artemisia, you and Sarshan are looking up at this partially built cathedral. It's all around it are trestle tables and like equipment to continue building. stacks of boards, bricks, and all of that. And you see you can smell the scent of human blood coming from inside that building. And Sarshan says to you, isn't that, nobody's worshiping there, right?
I don't know. I don't.
Well, it's still being constructed, right? I don't know how these human-made towers work, but don't you usually only use them after you're finished?
Yeah, because you get rained on because there's no roof.
Rain. Rain's the worst. Unless you're dancing in the rain. I like dancing in the rain. Do you like dancing in the rain?
We should tell. No, not Cecilia because she's not here. Sturge. We were with Sturge. We were going to smell for Sturge, and we smell the thing, so we should go tell Sturge.
That's probably a good idea. It's probably better than charging right in there.
She's going to go run find Sturge.
I'm glad you said that because I couldn't say.
Well, of course, Artemisia Wolf doesn't like attach any meaning to that.
She's like, of course you couldn't say you can't talk like a wolf.
Yeah. Okay. Serge, you come hopping over the fence with your things that you have stolen from the temple. And you see Artemisia Wolf come running up to you.
From the defunct temple.
Exactly.
And she's gonna like talk at him because she's used to Cecilia understanding her, or at least translating. So she's gonna be like, we found it and it smells like human blood and it's not built so they get rain on, so they're probably using it and you're just like
show me.
okay. She's gonna go running off towards
Okay. Follow.
Okay. Yep. The three of you get to the temple. I'm assuming that the other three of you are also going to head that direction.
I feel like once we see that, we should book it.
Okay. Yeah. Iller wishes you luck.
Oh, I did want to do one thing. While they're looking at the map, I'm going to put another drop of goo on a bit of fruit because there's all these people dancing. The place is just filled with all this positive, joyous energy and love and lust and other good things just are filling the air.
A lot of lust, but yeah, some genuine happiness and
People
joy.
dancing and joy. Right. So I'm just gonna put a drop of the goo on a piece of fruit in this environment and see what happens. Bloop, bloop.
Like, okay, so like a droplet
banana.
forms coming out of the lip of the water skin and just drops down on the fruit. And nothing happens.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And then either Cecilia or Stong yells back to you, "Hey, Rogar, we're going!
Oh, okay.
End
And
of
I
the
w-
world!"
Okay, right.
Got lips!
And I wave at Peffrey again. We keep seeming to pass each other, and someday I'm gonna actually talk to her. But bye, Peffrey! And then I go running after them.
Okay. So yeah, the wolves are standing outside this temple. Sturge
well, and Artemisia's
standing outside
gonna
this temple.
pee on some like lampposts or stones or something, because that's how you leave a message for somebody who's following you.
Okay.
The logic
anybody-
is there.
Was a wolf, they would smell that.
And you other three show up before they start heading into the temple. So now you are all standing out in front of the temple. I know it would have been great just to send three of you into the final battle alone, but no.
Battle, huh?
Would have been interesting.
And you sense, Cecilia, with your enhanced magic sensing sight, you can you get a mild headache. Just the stones appear to be shining slightly.
Oh no.
Like there's just magic just seeping out of the temple, which is not visible to most people, but it's dark and it's making everything around it dark.
Guys, I think they already started.
And you can hear faint chanting.
Does this mean we don't have time to have a hero's feast before we go in?
And we can't
Yes,
count
that's
on
what that
another
means.
earthquake, a localized earthquake to knock down this building.
And though
Okay.
the darkness has made it difficult to figure out the time of day, you do see the moon starting to rise up toward its zenith, and you realize that many hours have passed. And it is almost midnight. And that is where we're going to leave it. The cliffhanger before the finale. The finale is in 2 weeks because I will not be here next week. The Westgate Irregulars will be doing a non-canonical side adventure with Obo Lauren as their guest DM. Yay! This is going to be amazing. It is my wife's birthday, and I am a neutral good husband, so I am spending it with her. So, I hope you all have a great time. Please come back to check that out. It's going to be awesome. And yes, go ahead and stew in your angst for the finale for 2 weeks. I have been XGodToBe, the DM of this campaign. Take it away, Aaron.
I'm Aaron M. Evans. You can find me on Twitter at Aaron M. Evans. You can catch me on Wednesday mornings at 11 on twitch.tv/ not that one, twitch.tv/CNE Games for Champions of Lore with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis, where we talk about the lore behind our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Check them out at idlechampions.com.
I've been Rhiannon Held. My latest thing that is out is my space opera. There's a compendium volume that is now in print if you're not an ebook kind of person. And for all of our different books, you can check them out on the Amazon widget on the Twitch page or dungeonscrawlers.com. There's a page that'll point you to all the different ones, so check them out. And tonight, thank you to our moderators, Shay, Meyerdug, and Celery.
Hey, I'm about to talk about 2 different things. First, I'm going to talk about the charity that we want to highlight this week, and then I am going to close the D20 giveaway. In the meantime, you can use the command in the upper left, and if you type that into chat, you can enter for the chance to win a Jumbo D20. So, our charity that we are highlighting this week is the Trevor Project. It was founded in 1998 by the creators of the Academy Award-winning short film Trevor. The Trevor Project is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning young people under 25. They have a lot of really terrific programs and services, some that really make a huge difference to people who are in really tenuous, questionable, stressful moments of their life. They run a number of crisis intervention services, as well as suicide prevention trainings and resources, as well as advocacy networks, and they have their own social network called Trevor Space that you can check out if you wish to connect with other people from that community. It is specifically for use ages 13 through 24 though, and their friends and allies. So check them out at the link below. If you scroll down, you'll see their little logo and you could click them, or you could type in !charity and learn more about them and see their link there. So I am going to close the entries now, and then I am going to pick a winner.
Roll.
Yeah. As soon as this website, Cloudbot, why are you so slow? Picking a winner now. And Herkwork, congratulations. You have won a Jumbo D20.
Hey.
I will DM you and ask for your details, and then we will get that to you ASAP.
Thanks.
I'm Stephen Merlino. You can also find our past videos on our YouTube channel linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click subscribe to support us and the bell to get notified as we add new content.
And I'm Randy Henderson, and I just realized this episode that my laugh is starting to sound like Graham Norton, which is, great. Like, I caught myself laughing, and I'm like, oh, wow, I laugh like Graham Norton. That's weird. Okay,
Graham
anyway.
Norton laughs like you.
Oh, I guess so. Anyway, you could hop on over to the Discord where the fun continues. We've got chats going on about all kinds of fun and geeky and gamey related things, as well as some Realms-inspired fiction from all of us fabulous authors, and other fun bonus bonus things to find there, as well as our website, dungeonscrawlers.com. If you're new, you want to check out descriptions of the players, of the characters, NPCs, and recaps of all our past episodes, go check out dungeonscrawlers.com. And until next time, stay scrawly.